1.
Oh my gosh, that was so epic.
I think that's it.
There he is.
You guys ready? Let's pull it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there!
600!
600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just.
So here we are, back with the real Supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
They'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
But why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we can watch it.
Yeah.
Just use a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at GigaFactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes!
Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. And we are back. Happy September 6th. I just had to look at the phone here because I had no idea what day it was. Welcome. Nice to see everybody in chat. A lot of familiar faces. We have an exciting day today. Some cool things to go over. And then some other fun personal achievements unlocked. We'll talk about that at the end. But we'll get right into it here. Like all live streams, in case you are new here, we're going to go ahead and talk about some Tesla news, and then we'll jump right into kind of a Q&A and everything. Just kind of hang out with you guys and have a good time. Enjoy everything, and guess we'll get right into it. Real quick, we have a big thank you to our referral users. We have Dylan, Marky, Jim, Dan, Joshua, Corey, Michael, Charles, Tristan, and Jonathan. Huge thank you to you guys. all car referrals. We
Yeah.
do not have any other solar ones. do
That
we?
wasn't all this week, though, by the way. But
No.
But just some of our recent referrals.
I don't think we have any new solar referrals. So if you are looking for solar, it's a great time. But huge thank you to you guys. It really helps out the channel. And then also, we mentioned it kind of at the end of our last live stream. We'll mention it real quick. And we are going to be doing some Tesla dash cam compilation style fun videos coming up. So if you have anything recorded on your Tesla cam, any accidents or anything just kind of bizarre, email us at teslacam@yahoo.com. And so that's teslacam@yahoo.com. Your clip and a little bit about what it's showing. And we could put that on the channel. And if we use your video, we will be putting you guys into a drawing for some other fun stuff. So a lot of cool stuff coming there. But we did get a new, actually we got like almost back-to-back updates, it seems.
Yeah, well, you got the previous update several weeks ago, but I just got like the 2020.32, and then like a week later I got 2020.36. We actually both got the 2020.36 at the same day.
And speaking of, we have John already with the $2 super chat saying, I just got up to 2020.36.3 yesterday.
And that's what I was just getting ready to announce.
Thank you for the super chat though, John.
Eric just got the 2020.36.3 as well. It didn't have anything new in the release notes, but it was kind of weird that he got it so quickly after receiving the last update.
Yeah, so definitely some kind of urgent bug
fix,
probably
yeah.
that needed to be tightened up. So we got that one real quick.
And we mentioned, we did a video last week where we talked about 2020.36 and some of the new features, and basically has like, for those with full self-driving, it will have like a green light chime. So if you're sitting at a light and it turns green, it will chime. Sometimes, didn't always work for us. It also depends on if there's a car in front of you, but it was kind of hit or miss. And it's a feature that I probably won't turn on. Eric, I think, already turned it off on his car, but some people might really like that. I know some people saying, hey, I'm always busy, like picking, radio stations or something like that. So it's good to have a little reminder. Other things is that they finally have speed limit sign recognition for Autopilot 3 hardware, which is great because Tesla hasn't had that since Autopilot 1 back, in 2015, 2016. Also, they have cruise control set improvements, at least for the 3 and the Y, where you can just touch the screen. It will set it to the speed limit or include your offset. I didn't really find that useful because we always just use the scroll wheels or the cruise control stalk to set the speed. But some people might like that. And also Raven cars get a suspension instrument panel display, which basically allows them to see how their suspension is responding to bumps in the road.
Yeah, so a lot of actually good stuff with this. We did actually 2 videos this week on 2020.36 just because everything that kind of came up with that. So if you haven't seen those videos, definitely check them out. I don't know. Some of it I just wasn't so, excited about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a first step, like some of them. And like the speed limit sign recognition seemed to be pretty good. I think it spotted every sign that we went by, even whether it was on the left side or the right side.
Yep.
It spotted them. But we did notice a few kind of issues where if we were driving through a neighborhood and we turned off the autopilot or TAC, it would reset to a totally wrong speed limit. So we were going through town where it was 25 and it was recently set down to 20, and with this new software, for the first time, it correctly set it correctly to the 20. But then when we turned off autopilot or TAC, it immediately showed it as being 40.
Yeah.
And had we turned it back on, it would have set it up to 40 or 45. So it's definitely some work that need to be done there, but it's much better than it was before with just working off of the GPS location for Autopilot 3 hardware.
Definitely. And real quick, Bobby, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Really appreciate that. He said, hello, I'm new here. I'm subbing right now. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Hopefully,
Welcome.
Yeah, we can answer some questions for you later.
Yep.
But let's see, some other fun things that we kind of have. So obviously last time we were live, we talked about the stock split, which occurred this week.
Yeah.
Some ups, some downs.
Yeah, it was really doing well
all over the place
on Monday and Tuesday. I mean, it was over $500
Yeah.
At a time, and during the day, and it was really looking good. I actually admit that after the split, I bought a few more shares.
Guilty.
I wish I would have waited till Friday because the stock did kind of drop a bit, but I think it's just temporary. You know, the whole market kind of went down, I think, on Thursday, and
did.
actually it went up a little bit on Friday, but it was still down overall since earlier in the week. But hey, it's going to go back, I'm pretty sure, in a couple weeks with the battery date, maybe even sooner.
Yeah, and I mean, a couple of things that I think kind of caused this is, one, Tesla announced a $5 billion capital raise, which some people might have gotten the wrong image about and wrong idea about. I definitely think it's just because they have 2 gigafactories they're currently building out right now, which is
Money
kind
for
of
that.
unprecedented. We have Giga Berlin and we have Texas, and both are kind of in the early phases, I would say. So they're going to need some cash.
Yeah, and they're actually still working on the other 2 as well.
That
so
is
it's like
very
they haven't
true.
Finished the other one.
Yeah, I
so
guess like Shanghai, they're still building out Model Y line, and in
They're always-
Reno, they're
always expanding that.
still expanding that.
Yeah.
So
one big thing though
yeah.
that might have affected the stock was that Tesla was not added to the S&P 500 yet, and that was
Super lame.
Everybody was thinking that was going to happen, and it didn't. So that was maybe a little bit of a disappointment, but hopefully we'll see that sometime in the future.
Yeah, they added like Etsy, and I think like 2 other companies
Yeah.
that I'm not very familiar with. But it was interesting that Etsy got on there. But I definitely think Tesla has shown amazing past 4 quarters and should have been on there. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be on there next time. Let's see. Next up, so we kind of talked a little bit about Giga Berlin. It's still under construction. So Elon actually went out there and had some business in Germany. But the surprising thing is he met with the Volkswagen chairman to discuss, talk about, and even drive the ID3 and their ID4, which is impressive and awkward because at the same point, like, they're competitors, but this chairman has been very friendly with Elon, and Elon's been very friendly with him in the past. So it leads to maybe make you wonder, is something going to happen between the two?
Yeah, it'd be really interesting because we know in the past Tesla has had partnerships with other auto manufacturers such as Toyota. Back in the day, they actually provided like the drive motors for the RAV4 EV. That was several years ago, and that was a really limited run of cars, though. But yeah, it'd be interesting if they ever end up doing something with Volkswagen, or maybe it could be just battery related. So maybe they,
Yeah.
you know. What's interesting too, I saw in the news that Ford decided they're not going to build their own battery factory. So once again, they decided, hey, it's not worth it. You know, one of these days
You're lost, Ford.
Yeah, one of these days they're going to figure out, hey, that's the future. But for now, they're not selling enough electric cars, and they're not pushing people to their electric cars. So most other ICE manufacturers aren't. So one of these days, hopefully, they'll figure out that that's where the future is going to be.
By the time Ford realizes that, it'll be too late.
Probably.
Mark my words on that one. Yeah, so I don't know. The whole Volkswagen meetup thing is kind of funny to me because Elon actually landed his private plane at an airport, and that's where he met the Volkswagen chairman. He didn't actually even leave the airport. They all met right there. So it goes to lead, maybe there's something more coming on Battery Day and about Giga Berlin. Just saying. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. Next up, we have some Target news.
Yeah, basically last week, Marco, RP, who's on the forums, and he also helps out a lot with Supercharge.info, he found some documentation for a Florida Supercharger, which basically had some paperwork from Target talking about the Superchargers and all these Targets around the country. They're not in every state, but like all across the United States, they're going to be charging Superchargers at all these Target locations. So Supercharger.
Yeah, I think there were
Target.
like 40 or 30 locations on there.
And so that's a pretty good start. I mean, they were spread out. There were some in North Dakota, some in California, some in the East Coast. So definitely not just one region. Where we've seen a lot of like regional gas station chains. So it was interesting to see that they were teaming up with Target. We know Electrify America seems to be doing a lot of Walmart installs. So it's kind of neat to see Tesla teaming up with Target for this. So hopefully we'll start seeing them at other locations around the country as well.
Yeah, hopefully this is just the tip of the iceberg and Target getting their feet wet, and soon they'll dive right in, and maybe even at all Targets. Although I know there's around here, some targets that are awfully close to each other. So maybe not at every single one.
Yeah, plus the Supercharger up in Lakewood, they just opened up the 16
Right next to
stall. There's a target there.
yeah.
Probably unrelated, but it's just a coincidence that there's there. But cool thing for those Colorado viewers, we actually just had Supercharger opened up a couple days ago here down in Conifer, Colorado, so just down the road from us. And it's really cool because we've been watching for that one for like the last 8 months, trying to scout out the location, finally found it, and definitely saw them make progress the last couple of weeks, and it looks like they finally turned it on Friday. So if you're driving by on Highway 285, definitely feel free to stop and supercharge.
You bet. And I guess one of the bigger pieces of news this week came from Elon's Germany trip and talks about Model Y redesign in local battery cell production. He basically went on to say that the Model Y that's going to be produced in Berlin is not just a copy of the current Model Y. It's actually a radical redesign of the core technology of building a car. And so he also went on to say the radical redesign, some of which will be discussed at Battery Day, which makes me wonder, are they finally going to go and move forward with the new wiring that's supposed to reduce wiring by, I think, like 3/4?
Yeah, and maybe also remove the 12-volt battery, because that's one thing they wanted to do originally, was to just totally get rid of the 12-volt battery. Then to bring it to market sooner, they delayed that idea.
Exactly. So are we going to see stuff like that? Are we going to see new wiring? What could we potentially see? A radical redesign, though.
It's kind of weird because it's such a new car, and you'd think that they've already have those sunk development costs, that they're just like going to stick with that model for a few years. But it's interesting to see that maybe next year it might be different.
Exactly. It was just very weird to hear a radical redesign of a car that literally just started selling 6 months ago. So kind of odd. Makes you wonder. Hopefully it's just like the internals, because like David said, like they've already pre-purchased all those parts. So it makes me wonder what they're doing. And especially since he's going to be talking about it at Battery Day, makes me think it's more about the internals.
No, it's just looking, what about the ID4? Is that like Volkswagen's version of the Y?
Yes, it is. It is actually.
Okay.
And so back to that, the ID4 has not been unveiled yet. The ID3 obviously has.
No, it says the interior. Some of it has. Some of it.
Yeah.
We've seen the interior, but yeah, interesting to see.
Very interesting. So I don't know. There's a lot about this whole Germany trip that's making me really think hard and kind of like reevaluate what I thought Tesla would be doing. Just saying. But that's kind of like it for some of like the more newsworthy news that we had.
Or if there's something we missed, definitely drop it in chat and we'll discuss it. We probably heard about it, just forgot to bring it up.
Yep. But real quick, we do want to talk about our solar update because we have some exciting stuff.
We actually had a pretty good week. We did have a few bad weeks not bad, but not the best weeks in August, just because we had so much smoke from all the forest fires in California and Colorado. But this week was pretty good. We actually averaged over 700, or excuse me, we got over 724 kilowatt hours for the week, averaged over 100 kilowatt hours per day. We did have some smoke today, so that brought down our production. But our best day was actually on Tuesday. We got 117 kilowatt hours. So we're still having some really good days production, almost a perfect day. Couple little blips there on the graph. We are still having a problem with our transformer, but we did hear that our replacement transformer has been ordered. We don't have any ETA on when it will be installed, but we're definitely looking forward to that to fix our
We are one step closer.
Grid connection issue. But basically though, we're still having a really good month. Looks like so far, or actually, so for the week, we only used 51 kilowatt hours from the grid, but we sent 470 back. So we are still producing way more than what we're using. And for the year, we're able to roll over that excess production. We have now over 5,095 kilowatt hours of excess solar that we've sent back to the grid.
And that's just this number subtracted by this
and so
number.
our electric company allows that to roll over. So as our production goes down each month, since we're getting into the cooler months and with more snow and shorter days, that our electric company will let us deduct that from our credits, and basically we still shouldn't have an electric bill, come November, December, January.
Long story short, solar's killing it. We love it. Like David said, though, as soon as we get that new transformer, it should get much, much better, because as you saw in this, let me pull that back up here.
Yeah. We have a few
So right
blips.
here, if you see these blips, we're gonna
like
zoom
in the
in.
morning. Yeah.
So like right here. So the yellow is our solar production. These are all like the outages that we have had because our transformer is sending dirty power and it's kind of tricking our system into thinking that the grid is down.
Yeah, so basically our power walls take over. We never lose power. The power walls always power the house. But after the outage, or the so-called outage, the power walls send a signal to the inverters to go ahead and restart. And basically it shuts down our solar for like 5 minutes at a time. And sometimes...
It's very frustrating.
Sometimes we have 0 outages. Sometimes if it's a really hot day, like today or yesterday, we might have like 8 or 10 outages. But back in earlier June, we were having like 36 of these outages in one day. And it was really bad because for every outage, we were losing about 5 minutes of solar production. So we're glad that the power company is finally going to be getting on our transformer replacement soon.
Yeah, hopefully sooner than later.
Or at least it's been
ordered.
ordered. We don't know if it's soon, but we're hoping that it will be happening.
It's been ordered, so we're one step closer, which is super helpful. Hopefully, though, we can get it. Let's see. Watch Rebuild's channel. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Did you guys get my gift I sent you in your PO box? I have not. We were literally just talking about that earlier.
We haven't checked it in a while, so we're gonna We'll go down there tomorrow or tonight. We could go check it out.
Yeah, I'll go down there after this video and go check it out. But thank you for sending me.
I can't wait to see what it is.
I know. I love gifts. So thank you very much for the $5 super chat, and thank you for the gift. Really appreciate it.
We'll go check it out here tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's kind of it. If you guys have anything that you want to talk about, definitely drop it in the comment section in chat, and we can go ahead and discuss stuff there. Real quick though, Peter, since we were just talking about solar.
I just saw that.
Okay, go ahead and
He's
take
asking
it.
how big is our solar system. We have 20.5 kilowatt system. It's like 63 panels. Of those, we actually have 0 panels facing due south, just because of the way our house is located on the street. We have about 6 panels facing east. We have I think 9 panels facing due west. We have another most of our panels are facing southeast, so they have really good production. But I think we've got about 36 panels, I think, facing to the southeast. And then we have another 12 panels that are actually facing northwest. But those are really helping our generation this year, so we just had those put in. So no panels are facing due south, but by having them on these 5 different arrays, we have like constant solar throughout the day.
Yep. And then real quick, I saw where was that? Somebody just asked about ARC. Oh yeah, Michael asked about ARC's valuation of Tesla. Thoughts? I just literally pulled it up because I wanted to see if there was anything new. They still have Tesla pegged at $7,000 a share in 2024.
That'd be nice. It's weird because I saw another
That would be real nice.
Another analyst was saying $87. So it's like there's
I know,
huge
right?
difference between $87 and $7,000. But
it's like, get out of here.
I'm hoping for the 7,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure all our investor friends are. Let's see. A Model 3 dude said, any Cybertruck news?
I haven't heard anything.
I mean, we haven't really heard much about Giga Texas in a while. Now, I am expecting to hear a lot about it on Battery Day. And speaking a little bit about Battery Day, we are still not sure if we will be there or not. But either way, there will be a live stream. So definitely make sure you come hang out because... either way, we'll be live streaming and talking a lot about what's happening. So it should be a fun time. Let's see. When is Battery Day from Farmer Gold? And that was answered by Chagong.
Yeah, the 22nd. So it's only a couple weeks away.
Yep. And then Crystal said, did you name your snakes? Some of them are named, some of them are not. It really depends on the snake. So it depends on like whether or not they're like gonna be full-blown pets or not. Most everything I have now, though, are going to be pets. So, most do, most should, but haven't yet. I'm really bad with naming.
I saw Roger is asking, he says he's looking for some all-season wheels and tires for his Y, and it seems there are better options than the 19s than 20. So, I know we're going to talk about that in the future, but we need to just get that finalized.
Exactly. So... It is still in the works, I promise you. It is coming. I know a lot of people have been asking me about that. We have some big video on that coming.
But you do have
promise.
all-season ones on there now because you took
Yeah.
the Uber turbines off. So Eric took the 21-inch Uber turbines
Yep.
off, which have like the summer sport tires, right?
Which they have the summer sport, but I haven't sold them yet. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just sell them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm really going to use them anymore. So, hey, if you're looking for some Uber turbines, lightly used, I think, 100 miles?
If that, yeah, because we basically put the
Hit me
TSS
up.
Flow 20-inch ones on there with all-season tires, right?
Yeah.
And those all-season tires are really going to come in handy this week because right now, while it's 95 degrees today in Colorado, we actually got a notification that there's a winter storm watch, and we are actually expecting our power walls to be turning on storm watch like tomorrow night because we were expecting 6 to 14 inches of snow. So 95 degrees to 90 to it's going to be freezing, below freezing, and maybe we might be getting 14 inches of snow on Tuesday. So, yeah.
Sorry, I had to just go to my happy place
But
on
it's
that
good.
one.
But it's good thing that you have the all-season tires because you would not want to be doing the summer tires in the 6 to 14 inches of snow.
100%.
Or you might have to borrow my car and take the S to work that day.
Definitely not driving my Model 3.
No,
We're going to
it's-
say that.
It's like this far off the ground, so not a good idea.
Real quick, a thank you, Brandon, so much for the $4.99 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Said any updates on your Unplugged 3 and Randy's Model 3. So Unplugged actually just tweeted, funny you mentioned that, perfect timing, and said, the mystery of the missing 230 horsepower. It
Oops.
turns out we ran 11 minutes and 4-second time with half power for 10 of the 11 minutes.
Wow.
It remains an unsolved mystery. All the logs appear to show normal temps. So basically, they had an overheating issue on their Model
Like
3.
1 minute into the race, yeah. Or
And
the run.
it didn't get solved, clearly. So there's something weird going on with their car. I'm not 100% sure what. I can't see the logs. But being the crash, can we call it a crash?
Oh, yeah. It was,
Being the accident or crash, whatever you want to call that, that it was in, it wouldn't surprise me if there's some weird stuff going on with that battery pack. And kind of like what we saw, it was reading overheated.
Or even if the
So-
battery was okay, maybe just one of the sensors was damaged or
True.
reading the wrong numbers, and maybe that
Exactly.
reporting bad numbers.
Exactly. So something happened there, and unfortunately for them, it throttled
Yeah,
heavily.
I think if they would have had another day, they would have had time to take it out and try it
Test
out.
it, yeah.
But basically, they were working up to the last minute,
Oh, yeah.
getting it back up and running again. So it's unfortunate that they did have that reduced horsepower. But I think
Yeah.
your car still has all that horsepower, doesn't it? Have
My
the-
car got all that horsepower.
Yeah.
So
doesn't have the cooling though. They had some special cooling system on
it didn't have that, yeah. But my Model 3 is doing well so far. No issues. Obviously not going to be driving it in the snow coming up. But I don't know. I think it'll be featured in at least one video this week. And maybe one video next week. So I haven't talked about this openly because I just kind of decided about it this week. I used to race it all the time at a track near my house. And that track is doing things that don't align with my views and outlooks. So I am no longer utilizing them as a source where I can go race
Yeah.
my car.
It was really convenient because it was just like a few blocks away.
Super convenient.
Yeah.
But I keep true to my values, and I'm not willing to give my money to somebody who doesn't, or who is completely opposite of my values.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I won't be going there anymore. So that means that some things might change in a little while. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to look yet, but that track is not one that I'm willing to go to. Long story short. I see a couple other super chats real
Yeah.
quick. John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate it.
So DC, he had a question though. He was asking about if we had noticed the nuts missing off the suspension, and that was one thing I mentioned to
yeah,
you.
I actually didn't even notice it. He sent me the
Yeah.
link, and I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So he went and took pictures
And
of
what
it.
he's talking about is some people, I forget where exactly it is on the suspension, but we went out and looked, and our Y had all the 4 nuts, and they were totally tight and stuff. But a couple of owners had reported that they had noticed some weirdness with their suspension, and they went out and looked, and it was missing the nuts. And it's one unknown if they were just not installed, or if they were not installed properly and they later fell off. So yeah, we haven't heard any response from Tesla on that yet. But fortunately, the vast majority of people that I saw replying to that, they have the nuts on there and there's fine. So we're going to keep an eye on that one, but hopefully we'll get a response from Tesla one of these.
And there's one thing that David asked that we buy, but we luckily already have it.
Yeah.
And it's basically like
It's like a little pen or like
it's like a little paint thing, and you can draw a line that goes from the bolt to the nut. And so if it starts turning or anything, you can see because that blue line doesn't line up. Luckily, I already have that, so we're gonna go ahead and put that on ours just to make sure we're okay, and maybe keep an eye on it.
We should
for
maybe we should do a
months.
quick just FYI video on
You
that
bet.
one, and then people can either because it's really cheap thing they can buy.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple of dollars.
And they come in all different colors, and we already have one. But yeah, we can just go try putting that on there. But
Yeah.
I think ours are torqued fine.
Yep. And here we have Layden,
Hopefully that was just a one-off.
our guest puppy currently. Let's see. And then Watch Rebuilds channel, thank you again for another $5 super chat. Said, well, Dave working at a home doesn't have to worry about the snow. Lucky him. I know.
It's true.
'Cause I got to go to my
Yeah.
office
Even
on
when
Tuesday.
the cool thing is, even when I did work in the office, if there was like a sign of bad snow, I had the flexibility that I could work from home. So it's nice that I have that flexibility.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and currently I don't on Tuesday. So I will be at my office regardless. So that kind of sucks. And again, Brandon with another $4.99 super chat. Huge thank you to you. Said, thoughts of making a rear-wheel drive Ascension R not worth
Rear-wheel
it?
drive,
Question mark.
wow.
I mean, the Ascension R program, depending on how far you want to take it, it can be more based off looks rather than track time and everything. Would I race a rear-wheel drive Tesla? Probably not, because I really think track mode really gives you that awesome edge. It's not to say you can't, though. At the Corsa events I've been to, people take their rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drives out all the time and have a blast. But it really depends on what your goal is. If you want to make a rear-wheel drive Ascension R, by all means, go for it. Some things that I probably wouldn't do on a rear-wheel drive are like the carbon ceramic brakes, just because those are $9,000, $8,000 upgrade. I don't really know I'd put that into a rear-wheel drive, but a lot of the Ascension R is more about looks and aerodynamics, which will help across the board. And again, Brandon with the $2
another
super
one,
chat.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Brandon.
Said hardcore
I don't know what he was trying to say.
tongue car?
I don't know.
Torque car?
I don't know.
I don't know. Please clarify that in chat, and I will answer that. No
Yeah.
need to super
I saw
chat
a lot of
to
people
clarify.
notice. A lot of people notice Layden. No, she's not. We still call her a puppy just because
Yeah.
we got two of them at the same time, and
There will forever be puppies.
yeah,
and
but
the
they
twins.
actually just turned 3 a couple weeks ago, so they're full. She's full size. She's about 90 something pounds, and her brother Kit. They were both from the same litter. Her brother Kit is like 120, 130, so they're pretty good size.
He a big boy. I'm trying to see. Oh, Brandon. If this wasn't answered, or where's Brandon Christie? If you want to clear. Oh, Backroads, hardcore Backroads car.
Well, it didn't come out at all.
I mean, you can have a lot of fun with a rear-wheel drive car. Don't get me wrong. But the Ascension R. Kind of
The
thing.
question came up about the digital confetti, which we had the discussion right before this stream, and
Okay, so we're just gonna go right into it.
No.
Digital confetti has not happened yet. I am very sorry. Watch Rebuilds
we've
channel.
been busy, but we have an
Thank you though
excuse.
for the $5 super chat asking. I really appreciate it. Am I slacking? Yes. Am I slacking? No. So earlier when we started live stream, I said we had some very fun things happen this week that we're very proud of. I don't know if a lot of you have been following, but we have been redoing our master bathroom for, when did we start that?
like May or June, somewhere around there.
May, June-ish.
And it's not like we've worked on it every day, but pretty much
No.
every weekend since then.
But it's been a lot of work.
We're totally
and
good at it.
So this weekend, between Friday and now, we have finished the grouting in the shower. We have we did a fan in the master bedroom, redid a light in the closet, and most importantly, there's a funny picture, so get ready to laugh. We hung
What?
up our shower door,
Well,
and this is David
I didn't know you taking pictures in the
modeling
shower.
our shower door.
Yeah. So we're not done with the shower yet. As you can see, we don't have the actual shower head or valve installed yet. But the shower door is a nice double bypass, so it can open from either direction, and it's cool. So.
This is a big hoorah for us.
Yeah.
This is we do a lot of our home stuff ourselves, but this is This has been next level.
So that's why there's no
I'm not
digital
gonna
confetti,
lie.
because we were working on installing this today,
Yeah.
and that glass was heavy. I think it's like 90
So
pounds
heavy.
per pane of glass, so it's about 180 pounds of glass hanging right there.
Yeah, so I am sorry, Watch Rebuild Chat, but thank you again for another $5 super chat saying LOL.
We'll have to we'll try to get the digital confetti research
It is
done,
on my list,
this
and
week.
actually, I did find somebody who could potentially help out with some stuff on that side of things. So I don't know. We're trying. I promise it's coming. I promise we are working on it. It just might take a little while. I'll try to work on it this week, but I don't know. This whole like bathroom thing, like
Somebody said we could
gutted
fit
everything.
Yeah, somebody said we could fit 5 clowns in there.
I mean, we could probably fit more.
It's yeah, but it's nice. But yeah, we basically gutted it. Basically, that shower had a leak in there, and it had not been used in 10 years.
Yeah.
And this was the master bathroom, and so we basically gutted it, removed all the tile, all the drywall. Yes,
The
they had
vanities,
they
the
had-
floor,
they had
everything.
drywall in the shower, so that's why there
That's
was
why
a
it was
leak.
leaking.
And yeah, and a huge window that shouldn't have been in there. And we took out all the floor tile and put in a heated electric heated floor. So that's where we're gonna put some of our excess solar. We'll go into heating in the floor there. But yeah, totally redid that bathroom, and you know.
It's been a ton of work, but I mean, the finished product, dang, it looks good.
Yeah.
And we're not finished yet. Still have some things
Yeah,
here and
like
there to
trim
finish
and
up.
stuff like that, and touching up the paint and stuff like that. But yeah,
We're
It's getting there.
close. Real quick, Dan, thanks for joining with the $4.99
Hello,
super
Dan,
chat.
Dan. Mhm.
Said, hey guys, it's almost here. Taking delivery of my
Yeah.
Model Y on Wednesday.
gonna say it's coming
Awesome.
out.
Congratulations. Definitely, if you're on Twitter, I don't know if you are, tweet us some photos when you take delivery so I can retweet them because I can't wait to see it. But yeah, the whole bathroom renovation has just been taking up a ton of time, but it's come out so well.
yeah, but I think it showed
So
that
happy.
since we're wrapping things up, we're trying to do a few more videos. So we got like 3 videos knocked out last week. So
And hopefully another 2 to 3 this week.
yeah, going forward, hopefully you have 2 to 3 videos a week. I know that in the summer, you know, we were so busy putting in tile and windows.
It's been
and everything.
exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. So many trips up and down the stairs to cut tile and everything. But the end product. So what we'll do is when we're totally done, I'll do a little video walking through it, and we'll play it at one of the end of our live streams
Yeah.
so you guys can see it.
But anyways, hopefully we'll be getting more Tesla videos out for you guys.
Yep. Watch Rebuild's channel. Thank you for another $5 super chat. Absolutely killing it tonight. Says, don't stress, it's fine. Happy Labor Day weekend. Thank you, you as well as anyone watching. Hopefully you guys have a good Labor Day. We will be working on the shower. Actually, no, tomorrow.
Shower's done.
We have some more videos. Actually, we're
Yeah.
filming for the week. Sorry, Diego, if you're watching. Some are kind of secret right now. They'll probably debut in like a week or two. But there's some really fun stuff, some good product reviews. We have a really funny video.
I mean, that's a fun,
A fun video coming up. And
some cool accessories.
yeah, we got some good stuff coming for you guys, we promise. But happy Labor Day to everybody. Crystal said come to Texas and do some home improvement. To be honest, we had planned to do 2 other bathrooms and some other stuff, and it's like, we need a break.
Yeah.
We need a break.
We're gonna wait at least on the other upstairs bathroom. Not done this year, maybe next year.
Yeah.
But we have some other stuff.
We actually ordered kitchen cabinets for
Oh,
the
yeah, I forgot about
downstairs
that, boy.
basement kitchen.
It's non-stop. Yeah.
But that one should be a lot easier. We actually were helping my parents with their kitchen a little bit on their main floor. Speaking of, huge shout out to my father. His birthday is tomorrow. We had lunch with him today. So happy birthday, Dad. But I think our basement kitchen will be a lot easier than the bathroom. We're not changing the tile. We're just replacing cabinets and stuff. But man, a lot of home renovations. Toucan Sam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Said, I have a diverse portfolio, but I'm heavily invested in Tesla. Your thoughts on it not making it to the S&P 500? Any thoughts on its market future? Again, really appreciate the $5 super chat. This is not investment advice. I feel like we have to say that every time just for legality reasons. The S&P 500 is a weird animal, and I think that might have been part of the cause along with the $5 billion capital raise of the temporary drop in stock price. That being said, I am also heavily invested in Tesla. I absolutely love the company. We've bought 12 Teslas. There's no reason I shouldn't own stock because we alone help it. So thoughts on market future? I think we need to wait till battery day.
Yeah,
I think a lot of
but I
people
think
are going to be shook.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to go back up again. Hopefully, we don't have to wait another 2 weeks. But I think it's, they just had a bad few days there, and that's something that we predicted back before the split. We're saying,
I mean, it was people catching
after
out.
the split, people will sell off some, and that's what we had.
100%.
And also, the whole market went down like on Thursday, so it's just a combination of things. But I'm sure it'll be going back up.
Yeah,
I mean, they've had an amazing year, so it's like a couple bad days. It's not going to ruin it.
Their year, if you look at them and compare them to any other car manufacturer, it's complete 180. Everyone else is going down, Tesla is going up. But the one thing I read this week, actually, I even tweeted about it. Someone said, like, Tesla would have to sell X amount of cars to be worth this valuation, and it's just never going to happen. But the thing for me that lost me in that article, exactly, it is not just cars. Tesla Energy is massive and expanding so rapidly. You have solar roof,
the power walls,
the power walls,
the power
you have
packs.
the power packs.
Yeah, so
but they're installing all throughout like Australia, and everything is just massive.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget Tesla is not cars. Not just cars.
Yeah, that's why they changed their name years ago.
Exactly.
It used to be Tesla Motors Company. They changed it
Yup.
to just Tesla because they saw that the future is going to be more than just cars.
Exactly. So I think that's the biggest thing is people lose track of that and think of Tesla Motors and their cars and not everything else. So I don't know how to make people think about that a little bit more. Watch Rebuild's channel. Thank you again for another $6
Get all
super
excited
chat.
to go check the PO box.
Said just don't forget to check the PO box in your Tesla. You and your Tesla fans will like the gift I mailed to you guys. Fun stuff.
We'll have
for
to
real.
show it next week then. Yeah.
Question: do you want me to open it on live stream? Is it safe?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a box
I
of
don't know if we
poop or
can-
anything.
What? I don't know.
I've seen other YouTubers do
Yeah,
like
get some-
unboxings and they get mailed little crap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, let's get into some other questions real quick. Let me scroll back up. Thank you all though for the super chats. Really, really appreciate it.
I saw Caden Johnson said 12 Teslas. Wow. Yeah, we bought 12 over the last like 4 years. We only have 4 in the garage right now. We still have one that's kind of in the family, but we've bought a few, sold a few privately, traded a few in. But yeah, it's nice. We definitely believe in Tesla.
Yeah.
And again, too, with our solar system is totally Tesla, and our power walls are all Teslas, of course. So we definitely believe in the company.
Sorry, getting this out real quick. Yeah, definitely. Let's see where else.
I could go.
I don't know where my key is though.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Watch Rebuild said no. It's anti-supercharging ice parkers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
We've talked
okay.
about those, but yeah.
I can dig that.
Something to have in the car, so when there's some guy blocking it. We've seen that.
Now I'm
more than
super
once.
excited because
Yeah.
I think I know what it is, and I've actually been wanting those for a while.
Yeah.
Let's see. Michael said ARC is factoring in market value loss and not launching the ride-sharing program. If these things happen, the ultimate bull case is $22,000 pre-split. Holy crap. If it's $22K pre-split, I might just retire. What do you say, David?
22K pre-split. Wow, that'd be nice.
I'm into that, 100%.
Yeah, that's one thing I did when I've been buying Tesla lately is I have like an IRA and 401k and a Roth IRA and then a regular investment account. I try to split it up so there's some, I'm not planning to sell anything really quick, though I was really tempted like last Tuesday when the price was up. It would been nice to make some quick cash.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm buying it more for the long term. So that's why I've been trying to buy some more in my like Roth IRA because then it will go in and then I won't have to worry about paying taxes when I take it out when I retire.
And I think that's like my attitude too is I'm looking more long-term investments, not so much short-term.
Yeah.
Do I have some short-term investments? Yes, but that's not what I'm thinking of with Tesla. That being said though, I also have invested in NIO. I have checked their brand out personally in China several times and I've been pretty happy with what I've seen. I've said this pretty much like every live stream. I have a ton of NIO footage. I just need to go through and edit it. So hopefully that comes soon. I see Tony Taylor. Thank you for a $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely killing it today,
Yeah.
and I can't thank you all enough. said, I got the 2020.36.3 update last night. What should I expect from that? Bug fixes only, or is there something hidden? Have you guys tested it out?
Yeah, we've driven it a couple times, but we haven't noticed anything. So we think it's just bug fixes. If somebody else has found something new, let us know. Because we did find a few things in the 2020.36 which were not listed in the release notes.
Yep.
One of those was big, which was being able to now in the Model Y, being able to configure your wheels, and that wasn't even listed. But we didn't see anything new in .3 yet. So if anybody has seen something new in .3, drop it in the chat and let us know. But probably just a bug fix. We have noticed though with the most recent release that it seems to have regressed a little on some of the tight curves.
Yeah.
Some of curves it used to be able to slow down automatically and handle them just fine, but a couple of them we tested over the last week, it didn't pass. It went over the line. So definitely regressed in some ways.
Yeah, which I mean, so we've seen that. It seems to kind of like go all over the place. I guess it just depends how they're programming it and what they're changing, but yeah, I don't know. Overall, Autopilot has definitely improved from the 3-4 years ago since enhanced Autopilot and full self-driving came out, but it still seems like there's a lot of refinement that can go on.
Yeah. See, Diego asked a few minutes ago, he said he's never been to Colorado, but he's wondering if we're ever going to host some sort of meetup. We've hosted a lot over the years. The last few months have been kind of crazy, and we haven't met with a lot of fans. We've seen a few people at Superchargers and stuff as we've traveled the country, but we usually do a lot of stuff with the Denver Tesla Club or down in Colorado Springs with them. We actually have had an event out in California before. That was a few years ago, but we met some viewers there, and we still keep, we still chat with Mace every now and then. He met up with us. Remember
one of the very first times
that was
actually.
A long time ago.
Flew out there to do a video with Tesloop. And that's when we met Mace. That was what was that 3-4 years ago?
That was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
But we also are planning on once we whenever the Roadster comes out, 2021, whatever, we are definitely planning on doing some road trips with that, and plan on meeting up with people around the country just to show it off to them and let them check it out in person.
There was a lot of actual stuff planned for Model Y and for the Model 3 when it came home, the racing one. It's just unfortunately with the world, the condition it's currently in, it's just been tough to plan stuff like that, so those just didn't work out, unfortunately.
Hopefully things will get back to normal here
soon,
and we can start meeting up with people again.
Watch Rebuild's channel with a $5 super chat said, when will your live vlog computer crash tonight?
Hopefully
it won't. I had some other Windows updates that I installed, so it better not. That being said, though,
that was a first.
Yeah, that was a first. That being said, though, I am going to be upgrading that computer pretty heavily, hopefully later this month, early next month when the new GPUs come out. So we better not be having any problems, because not only is this the live stream computer that went down, it's also what I edit everything on. The other computer in here is the computer, like when I switch to computer views, it's that one, but it's also like my gaming PC and everything. Hopefully it won't come down, though. Fingers crossed. Sorry about last week.
Luckily, we were kind of wrapping things up. It was into the chat, but that was just kind of awkward that it just
because then when it finally came back up, chat was still here.
That was weird. I was upstairs. I went and ate dinner, and then I heard Eric talking, and then he came up and said, "Yeah, the camera turned back, and the chat just started right back up." So luckily, you were like, just cleaning up and
I know. So because literally,
vacuuming up the confetti
while the computer was restarting, I had my vacuum here and I was vacuuming up all the confetti. That would have been hilarious if it came back on and you just see me vacuuming. Oh, it would have been so funny. So real quick, again, super chat. You guys absolutely love all
John
of you.
mentioned
John with the $2 super chat. T Sportline has a video of your Model Y. You bet. Huge thanks to them for wrapping it and doing all that work. I did pay for it, but we worked together on some things. And we're going to be working on some things in the future, too. So keep your eyes out for that. And then Watch Rebuild's channel with another $5 super chat said, your face when it came back up last week was priceless.
I missed that. I should go back and watch that.
I was literally on... I haven't edited it out. You should go look at it. I was literally on my phone, and then the computer came back up, and the live stream came back up, and I was like, oh, hi.
That could have been very awkward.
I think it would have been funnier, though, if it came back up when I was vacuuming. Because I was just... It would have been hilarious. Because there were still 200 people in chat.
Wow.
So it would have been hilarious. Sorry about last week, though, guys. Weird stuff. Gary Gritter, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Really appreciate it. Said Giga Texas site work seems to be going full speed ahead. When is the earliest you think first production vehicles will be ready to ship from that facility? Thanks for all the content you produce. No problem. Thank you for enjoying that and watching all that. As far as the first, I don't know.
I would say it's probably at least a year out, but you never know.
I think so. I think I'm gonna go second quarter 2021.
I'm gonna guess
too risky.
I don't know. I'm gonna guess third quarter, but I'm thinking, since I'm not overbidding, that fourth quarter is like right there too. So I don't know. It's just that I'm surprised that they are making as much progress as quickly as they are. In China they built the Shanghai GigaFactory really quickly.
So fast.
And I don't know, with the U.S., there's a lot of, like environmental, things that need to be done. So I'm just surprised they're able to get it going as fast as they have. But I don't think it's going to be any time, about a year, like I said. Maybe next September or somewhere.
I guess I'm very hopeful for Q2. I mean, if it's the last day of Q2, do I still win?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, definitely that'll be cool to get the Cybertruck out, or they're going to start doing the Model Ys and stuff out of there too. So
I wonder. Okay, so kind of based off Gary's comment, what do you think will come off first? A Roadster, Cybertruck, or Y?
Well, I think isn't the Roadster still going to be in Fremont?
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah,
so Cybertruck or Y?
It's not going to be the Roadster, but I would still think, I don't know, because
I know,
since they're already building the Y, you think it'd be easier to get started building those. It's just move some of the machines and stuff.
I
think they're already building Ys elsewhere.
Yeah.
They should do the truck there and then start moving.
I think
construction
Cybertrucks are already parts ordered. Everything is designed.
Woohoo!
Thank you, John, for the $20 super chat. Said I want to see some.
And Layden's here to check it out. She's like, "What's going on?"
More gifts.
The dogs always have to come and investigate.
Yep.
So Kit's here too. They're like, "What's going on?" They know that John just sent us a $20 super chat.
Thank you so much, John.
It's very exciting. So excited, yes.
I know. They're like, "What's the loud noises?" And we get a stretch on camera.
Yeah.
Our dogs do yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
Hopefully with that digital confetti next time, though.
I know, right? The dogs come in here every time like that goes off because they
make sure
they're
things
just
are okay.
curious what's happening, what's going on. Let's see. WOFS. Thank you again, though, John. Really appreciate it. Long-time supporter of the channel.
Yeah.
Huge thank you, John.
He's been around
really,
a while.
really appreciate everything. WOFS Media said, going to get a body kit for my Model 3, but I want a different kind of spoiler. How do you like your wing? Don't bite the mic. How do you like your wing from Unplugged Performance? Kind of wondering how much drag it really produces, affecting range, any adjustability. So the wing actually has several ways you can adjust it.
She's playing with
Layden's
the mic.
playing with the mic. The wing does have several adjustability points that you can do. Now, if you do something like the spoiler, they have two different kinds of spoiler. They have a high efficiency downforce one, which isn't going to really help with range as much as it will for downforce. And then they have just the regular high efficiency spoiler that's just like a long fin. If you're wanting something for range, definitely go with that. If you want something a little bit more track oriented, you could certainly go with the actual wing instead of a spoiler. That being said, though, there is a large price delta between the two.
Yeah. And don't like the front lip, whatever that's called, doesn't that help with efficiency as well? Because I know they did a study that helps it.
So they have a bunch of CFD data on their website, so definitely check that out. But it does. The only thing is, when you are looking at CFD data, the one thing to remember and really pay attention to is the speed at which the CFD data is produced at. So the faster you're going, the more you're going to see better effects of aerodynamics. So really, if you're looking at CFD data, make sure you pay attention to that and think, how much am I going to be driving at that speed? That being said, though, I have a lot of friends that do the front lip and some other parts and have had a noticeable drop in their kilowatts per mile. Sorry, confusing myself here. Let's see, trying to see where we are at. Gustavo said, hey guys, joined late. Not sure if you already talked about the complete redesign of Y. What do you think? Are we screwed? We did talk about it a little bit. We think it's going to be more like the wiring, because Elon talked a lot about previously that the wiring could become like, what did he call it? Like a universal main or something. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, basically it would simplify the wiring, so instead of like 6 miles, it would drop it down to like 2 miles of wire.
Or whatever. Those might not be exact numbers, but
Yeah.
a huge decrease in the amount of wiring. And the fuses would be totally different, and the, like we said, no 12-volt battery. So that's what I'm thinking.
Because he said he's going to talk more about it at Battery Day, which
Yeah.
would kind of insinuate it's going to be something kind of tied in with that. And vehicle wiring is a huge cost.
That's what a lot of people still wonder, or Tesla still has an issue sometimes, because you do still need a 12-volt battery, and basically the electronics run off of that, and the 12-volt battery keeps getting recharged from the main battery. But if your 12-volt battery dies, which happens just like any other car out there, then you have problems, and you still need to get that swapped out. And so Elon is saying, originally with the Model Y, they were going to totally eliminate the 12-volt battery and just use the main traction battery. So when you have like 75 or 100 kilowatt hours, why not just use that? So that would be cool if they could finally eliminate that 12-volt battery.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to watch on Battery Day. We will be live streaming. As of right now, it looks like we will be here live streaming. So we'll probably do a live stream like this. We will have, obviously, all this screen will be the live stream, and we will maybe be little people in the left and the right corner, and just talk about different things and stuff like that. And then, obviously, closing thoughts and all that. That's probably what we'll do. As of right now, it doesn't look like we'll physically be there. Watch Rebuild channel, thank you for another $5 super chat. Said, as a fan, if we are out in Colorado, what are the chances of getting a visit to Tesla Land, aka my house, and meeting you guys? Normally I don't let people over at the house just because, I mean, this is like the one safe place. That being said, we have made
and
different rules for people,
and also it's kind of with the environment, with what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Because in the past we have had events hosted at our house, and we've had, at one time we had like 20-something Teslas parked out front, and they weren't all ours, and we just had all kinds of guests over. And we had another event where Eric had a rap party, where he basically
we had an Abstract Ocean rap party.
We installed that on like a dozen cars one afternoon. So yeah, it's always a possibility. But we also meet up with people at like Superchargers, and we're kind of in between 2 Superchargers now. So it's definitely, we could definitely meet up with you. But
basically, if you're going to be coming through Colorado, shoot us an email, and at the very least, we will try our best to meet up with you at a Supercharger. But you never know. Maybe you'll get a house tour.
Maybe.
You never know. Watch Rebuild channel followed up with that with another $5 super chat.
Another one.
Wow, you are absolutely killing
After
it.
the virus.
Thank you.
There you go.
Said, of course, after the virus. Yeah, definitely. Even like a meeting at a Supercharger now, we've done it several times for people. Obviously, distance and masks, but after everything kind of cools down, we can definitely come up with some stuff. Caden, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Sounds like he's heading out, but yeah, he's.
Yep. Is that? Oh, that's the other one. Sorry, my alerts keep going off because you guys are absolutely killing it with the super chats tonight. Huge thank you to all of you. Let me see where I was with questions. Sorry, if we missed your question, feel free to repost it.
Yeah, somebody.
I won't get mad at that.
Here's one that Seth.
You get a little distracted.
Seth Bergman mentioned. We talked about this right before the start of the live stream tonight. That Tesla has changed their website again, where they're no longer showing pictures of pre-owned vehicles on their site. And that, I don't know. It could be. My guess would be, it could be wrong, but I'm guessing maybe just because it's getting in toward the end of the quarter, and they try to flip as many cars as possible. Maybe they're not trying to push. Typically, I think they try to push more new vehicles at the end of the quarter, and so pre-owned vehicles don't get a top priority, and so it takes time to go and photograph them, get the pictures uploaded to the website, stuff like that. But also, they'd rather sell a new vehicle than a used one. But I'm hoping that means that maybe in October they'll bring that back, but you never know.
It's happened several times before where they've removed it, then bringing it back. So I would say it's probably coming back.
And we've seen sometimes where they have the whole inventory, and then all the used inventory just totally disappears. And for a week or so, or at least several days, because they like to tweak the numbers and stuff like that, or just stimulate the demand for new vehicles versus used.
That being said, on the Tesla page, I was actually looking at it before this. You can request more information about a vehicle and could potentially ask for pictures there if that's something
so I'm thinking
you want.
it's probably just they're trying to push new vehicles. They don't want to waste the time uploading them, and they'll probably bring them back in October when they have more time. But again, try send them an email, and hopefully they can get those if you do need those.
Yep. Shair, hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering that, and I really apologize. I'm terrible with pronunciation. Said, can you show pictures, drawings of the new Tesla Y design, or tell us what they're thinking of doing? Unfortunately, nobody really knows.
Yeah.
All we have to go by is Elon saying it's a radical redesign. To be honest, since he said most of it will be, or some of it will be talked about at Battery Day, leads me to believe it's going to be more based along the lines of their new wiring harness and potentially getting rid of the 12-volt battery. But you never know.
Yeah.
In terms of radical redesign is quite the claim.
Yeah, and I'm just surprised the Y only came out like 6 months ago. So for them to say there's going to be a radical redesign so soon, it seems kind of like Osborne. It's a new car. It just came out 6 months ago, and while Tesla's always done constant evolution and improvements, it's weird to say radical because that's going to put some people on the on the fence, and they're going to delay purchasing.
Exactly.
But we don't know too. He says radical redesign. It could be a year or more out. So if you're still looking at a new car, I think you still do great by getting a Y this year. You don't need to wait. But also we don't know, is this going to be just the European version? Are they just is it going to make it to the U.S. as well? We don't know yet.
Watch Rebuild's channel with another $5 super chat. I mean, at this point, it's been over $20. I feel like they deserve some confetti.
I wasn't ready for that one, but there we go. Thanks, Rich Rebuild. Oh, and here we go. Layden's checking up on things.
You get confetti and dogs. Said, love David's weird walking and stop sign video. Very weird. It was very weird how it moved the stop sign, which makes sense though for crosswalks for schools and everything. But also, the stop sign stopped all over the place. And at one point we had 3 or 4 stop signs on the screen when there was only one. It was very odd. I agree. We're gonna obviously do some more testing with that. Should I give them a sneak peek?
Of what?
Of the thing that I purchased? For testing purposes? It was a while.
You have so many boxes. I have no idea what you're referring to.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek real quick. Okay.
I don't know what you're referring to.
We have a couple of super chats I got to run through, and then I'll grab something.
Okay.
Paul with the $5 super chat said, "Thanks for the great content. Thank you for the kind words." Said, "Took delivery of my Model Y this weekend, but our hatch won't close unless a door or window is open. Is that normal?" No, that is not normal. I would definitely contact your service center because that's very odd. I've never heard of that one before. Definitely different.
Definitely get that one checked out.
Yep. Now make sure, I've heard this in a few Model Ys, where the hatch won't close because the little pull thing for the shelf is in the way. Make sure yours is back and seated like it should, but that's weird.
So the bottom floor, right?
Yep, the bottom floor strap to pull it up. And then Lex, thank you for the $6.99 super chat. You guys are killing it. Let me show you a surprise.
Okay. I don't know what... He's like... I don't know. He's talking about something, but we get so many different products that he's always testing, and our accessories that we're putting in, that he's saying, should I go get that? And I have no idea what you're referring to, because we have a whole entry. Oh, that seriously. Yes, we have an actual full-size stoplight. So yeah, I totally forgot about that because it's just.
Coming soon.
It's for real. It lights up. It's a real life-size stoplight. So what's weird is when you're driving around, you don't think a stoplight is that big, but those things are huge. I mean, that's like almost 5 feet tall. So, but that was in a different pile. That's why I didn't know what he was talking about. But that was so funny because you walked in here and I was like, I totally forgot about that.
When that box arrived, wow.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun though.
But yeah, that's coming to a channel soon. I'll give you guys sneak peeks. That's the perks of joining live streams. So that's a massive stoplight.
Yeah.
full size. It's normal size.
Yep.
But like we can do whatever we want, so we can really test a lot. God, if Tesla's watching this, they're probably like, not again. We can really do a lot more testing with that rather than have to test on a public road and then get a bunch of comments saying I'm endangering people, even though nobody's around. So it'll be a lot easier. Hi. You like the stoplight too, right?
And that's another thing we want to
Yeah.
say. We always try to do things safely. We're always on roads
100%.
where there's no other drivers, or we're testing in our driveway, or we're testing in parking lots and stuff like that. And when we disable stuff such as the pedestrian speaker, it's not required on
It's not mandatory.
on existing cars. It's only on the car manufacturers have to add it on cars going forward. So it's if we add one and then remove it to our car. Like we found out, that's a video we did, what was that, last week as well?
Yeah.
Where we found out that we were able to take a Model 3 pedestrian warning speaker and we installed it on the Model Y and it works.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but then we turned it back off. So we're not getting in trouble for turning that off because it doesn't belong there to begin with.
Even if
but
it's
it does work.
technically installed in the first place, the law states that the manufacturer has to install it. It says nothing about what you can and can't do as an owner. Keep that in mind.
But we do always strive for safety. So yeah, but definitely keep, if you have any questions, let us know and we'll let you know.
Yeah, but the stoplight should be pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited. And it's massive, so there we go. Watch Rebuild's channel with another $5 super chat said, what happens if a kid changes the street sign from a 30 to 80 with tape and paint?
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
Don't
spoil it,
But that's something
it's coming soon.
We've heard that discussion, years ago, because that's something people were discussing with Autopilot 1 and hardware. But yeah, that's something that Tesla definitely needs to be aware of, because when we were testing out the latest update, every stop sign we went by, or speed limit sign we went by, it updated it.
Yeah. Dan with a $4.99 super chat said, super chat is on fire tonight. Do you think Tesla will eventually have an app store? Also, any updates on full self-driving subscriptions? Thank you again for the $4.99 super chat. In case anybody here doesn't know, Dan, Watch Rebuild channel, all of them
Regulars,
have been very long-time supporter, regulars of our live stream.
Yeah.
So huge
and
thanks
Dan's
to you
taking
guys.
delivery on Wednesday, so he's excited,
So gotta love that
sure.
Model Y.
Yep.
But said App Store. I think it would be a smart move because not only do app stores generate a lot of, I don't want to call it like easy money, but it's kind of easy income. But it would
nice.
very much expand what we can and can't do in our cars. That's what I want to see. I want to see different things that maybe Tesla doesn't want to put the time and money into, but other people are more than willing to.
Yeah, and
So
hopefully
I think it would be great.
It seems like it'd be a good idea, even if they had just a few developers in charge of that, setting it up, that they could create a sandbox or something so that the apps that are added are isolated from the rest of the car. So you wouldn't be able to, take control or do something that would put the car in, take over and put it in danger. But it'd be nice, just whether it's games or accessories or reporting tools, it would be great to have those. And that are officially sanctioned by Tesla. Because as we mentioned last week, we heard that Apple has been removing some apps from the App Store because they are unofficially using Tesla APIs. So it'd be nice if Tesla allowed developers to officially develop apps.
Yeah, it would be so nice. I know some people would do some amazing things with that. So Tesla, off chance you're listening, throw that in like your back pocket. That would be huge.
Yeah, and that's for some of you who've been around for a while. We used to have a Tesla. That's where we got the name Tesla Inventories. We had a website which would allow you to search all of Tesla's inventory vehicles, but we were not using like an official API. We were getting the data and compiling it ourselves, and it worked great. But every once in a while, every few months, Tesla would totally change their website, and then we had to work like crazy to get our website working again. But if Tesla were to offer an official API for that, it would make it a lot better, and we would have gladly, used that if they offered it. It would make things a lot easier.
And I'm certain people that have all these third-party apps have to do something very similar because Tesla can change one thing and it will ruin everything.
That's why I'm really scared. Like some of these like Teslafy and these others would do a lot of reporting and they have subscription fees. It's like, that's great that they're providing a necessary service, and it would be nice if Tesla provided this. But I would be so scared that Tesla could totally just turn off that API or do something, and then their entire business would be gone like overnight.
Exactly. So this would alleviate that. As far as full self-driving subscriptions, haven't heard anything. It's been pretty quiet since they talked about it. Last we thought about it is the price would probably be too expensive to really justify it, because currently, full self-driving is $8,000, and most people have a loan over, what, 5 years as an average?
Probably around there, yep.
So if you take, sorry, let
If
me
not,
whip out my
if not
calculator.
6 or 7, yeah.
So if you take 5 years, so that's 60 months, divide it by $8,000, no, 8,000 divided by 60,
Yeah.
that's $133 a month if you include it in your loan.
Yeah.
Now,
So that's why for
Elon always said
subscription-
buying it outright would be cheaper
Yeah.
than a subscription. So for me, a subscription has to be more than $133 a month.
Yeah. And most people, I don't think, would want to pay that much
No.
as a subscription because you're ever going
That's
to be paying
ridiculously
like
expensive.
like a cable bill or your phone bill and all this other stuff. You don't want to be having to pay another 133. But if it's already rolled into the loan, you don't really think about it. That's why I think it'd be better to finance it. But I could definitely, and they're not going to do any short-term things because a lot of people were talking about, oh, if it's a subscription, I'll just get it for 1 month when I'm going on a road trip across country. But then Tesla's never going to make any money.
They're
on
going to
that.
lose all that
So I don't
income.
see why they would offer it on a short-term basis. I think if they offered it, would have to be like on a year subscription. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah, we haven't heard anything on that.
No, but that's our take on it. I don't know.
Could be
Let
totally
me know
different.
if you guys feel
I
any
mean,
different.
But,
But
they can't bring it out at like $20 or $30 because if they do that, nobody's going to buy it again when purchasing the car, and then Tesla would lose out on all that money.
if it's $20 or $30, I will gladly pay that subscription instead of spending $8,000 at a time. 100%.
Because yeah, for those of you, as we mention every week, probably we've spent $60,000 to $70,000 on full self-driving over those. Like we didn't buy it on all 12 cars, but on the ones we did,
Most of
it
them.
adds up. So.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily proud
Probably,
of it.
probably was about 8 cars, so probably about 64. If I look at the spreadsheet, I could figure it out. But yeah, it adds up. So it'd be nice. Again, we've asked if they're not gonna do subscriptions, it'd be nice if they had a license that went per like driver, and so
Yeah.
if you had multiple cars, you didn't have to buy it on every car.
So that being said, we just broke it down. It'd be $133 a month on a 5-year loan.
Yeah,
If it was $150 a month and I could have it on all my Teslas,
yeah.
I would totally do
Then
that.
it might be worth it. Yeah. Or
But I hate subscription costs so much because it's something that you have to like budget for. You have to plan for that.
plus it goes on forever. Whereas
Exactly.
Whereas if you just buy it outright, then
You
you know
own
if
it.
you have the car for 10 years, you don't have to worry about that. After the 5 years, you still own it and you can still enjoy it.
Yeah. We have a couple other super chats that came in. Watch Rebuild's channel. Thank you for another $5. Said, why isn't Dave's seatbelt on tonight with all these super chats and confetti moments? Normally he just keeps it
Yeah.
on for the news.
Just for the
because
news, when it's gotta be
sometimes the
safe.
news can get a little rocky.
Yeah, yeah.
So normally he keeps it on for that, and then we loosen up, have a little bit more fun for this. But thank you for the $5 super chat. And Lex,
Thanks again, Lex.
with
yeah.
another $6.99 super chat. If you
Yeah.
have any comment, Lex, feel free to drop it in regular chat, and we'll like totally
So we
read
see,
that out.
I assume
feel
that
bad.
Lex is in Canada. Let us know where
Yeah.
you're at in Canada. I used to live in Canada for a couple of years. So.
Where at in Canada?
I lived in Montreal.
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 Whatever that meant. There you go.
That was
folks.
Montreal.
Oh, okay.
But also I love Montreal. I love Canada. I almost moved back to British Columbia a few years back, but we were still here in Colorado, and we enjoy it in Colorado.
Yep. A different Lex Mack, not Lex
Wow.
Van, said, Cybertruck aside, what do you think of Rivian? We
had that discussion
a little bit.
I like
last
the
week.
looks of their vehicle,
Yep.
and their vehicles have some good features that it would be really cool if Tesla added as well.
Yep.
But one thing we're not liking about Rivian is that it seems like they're, from what we saw from the lawsuit, it looks like they're poaching a lot of Tesla's employees and like
On purpose, yes.
work processes and technologies, and it's kind of like they're Tesla did all the hard work, and now it's being stolen by Rivian, based upon the side that I've read for the lawsuit. I don't know Rivian's side. I haven't heard their side, but I saw the
Rivian, contact me, we'll talk.
Yeah, I just saw reading the lawsuit over, and it's just amazing. There are hundreds of employees, which a lot of people switch jobs, but these are some really high-level employees.
And they're caught stealing essential internal documents.
Yeah,
from
confidential
Tesla.
Tesla documents that are not to be shared with outside the company. And they even admitted, some of these employees, that they took these documents, or they would open up their cell phone and say, "Look, I don't have it," and there it was on their Google Docs or whatever like that. It's like, yeah, we see you have that document right there. So it's just to me, it's pretty obvious that some of these people are doing some things they shouldn't.
I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
And also their charging network. I don't think you can compete with Tesla's charging network.
Yeah, it would be nice.
There's
if
a couple of things.
If
I
they
don't
were
know,
to join,
maybe we should make a video about
but
this.
it would be nice if they joined Tesla. But Tesla, I don't think wants to join with
Not after
allow them
this.
into the Supercharger network just with this big lawsuit that's going on. But I do think they have a cool product. It'll be interesting to see if they can bring it to market. But as Eric mentioned, it's going to be hard to drive that across country affordably.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was a huge fan of Rivian, and then this lawsuit came out. I read the specifics, and now I'm like, not so much. Because in every industry I'm in, if you want it, and the way I kind of have an outlook on life, if you want it, go out, earn it, work for it. Don't just try, like in Rivian's case, buy it and steal it from Tesla. Because that's really kind of how that lawsuit makes it look, is they're buying and paying employees to steal stuff with the potential prospect of being able to work for Rivian. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let's see where we're at. Sorry, we've kind of been all over in the comment section today.
Yeah, I see somebody just mentioned Sean. Diego mentioned that Sean was out at the Nikola Factory.
Yep.
So
he actually just published a video on that. If you haven't watched it, go check it out.
So we know Sean. He lives in our town, or well, our city, Denver metro area, right? Yeah.
And I mean, I'm still not sold on Nikola. I don't
because
like
aren't
it.
their vehicles all like they're not
Hydrogen.
Yeah, they're hydrogen, and I don't. Yeah.
Do you like to go boom?
Well, it's not just that, but it's just like it's a lot of work because then you have to produce the hydrogen, then you have to transport the hydrogen. So it's basically just like a gas car. It's just a different gas.
Yeah, and the issue right now too is there just aren't hydrogen stations.
Yeah, so there's
so
very
if you
limited.
have to build that out.
Yeah.
Think of the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars to build out a hydrogen network.
Yeah, because if you look at what a supercharger costs, you can put those in. Well, for one thing, you can charge your car anywhere at home, anywhere there's an electrical outlet, very cheap. If you don't already, any outlet works, but you can spend a little bit of money, put in a 240 outlet. Superchargers cost a little more. A few years back, people were saying it cost maybe $250,000 to put in your average supercharger. That might have changed now that we have V3 superchargers and stuff, but still, maybe 250, maybe 500,000. But if you look at a hydrogen fueling station, that's going to cost like millions of dollars per station. And imagine putting in 10,000 of those across the country. They're not going to be able to do that. Nikola's not going to do
dollars.
that. And so who's going to do that? Probably one of the gasoline companies, which already has gas stations. Maybe they're going to start doing hydrogen, but you're still going to have to go get your fuel from one of these stations because you're not going to be generating your own hydrogen at home. I saw somebody did have like a theoretical way where you could produce your hydrogen at home, but it would cost $50,000. Nobody's going to spend $50,000 to put in their own hydrogen fueling network at home. So to me, it still doesn't make sense to have hydrogen if you're going to have to go fuel it up when you could just have electric and skip the whole processing, creating hydrogen, and then turn it into electricity. Just get an electric car.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense why you'd go hydrogen when you still have to deal with everything around it that could potentially be dirty, transporting everything. When you can get solar in an electric car, I'm not necessarily saying just Tesla. We make our own fuel here.
Yeah, and as we said, we have a surplus of electricity, so we're powering. We got 4 different Teslas in the garage right now. All of them are being powered via solar. When we do take power from the grid, we send way more back to the grid to totally offset our grid usage. So you can't, nobody's making their own hydrogen at home, and you can't sell it back. So.
I feel like I should cut this live stream up and make our little rant a separate video.
Yeah, sorry about that, but we're not sold on
true.
we're not sold on Nikola yet. They might have a cool looking product, but I'm not sold on the whole hydrogen thing.
But also,
another thing about hydrogen,
said like they want 3% of all Tesla Cybertrucks built to drop their lawsuit.
Another lawsuit
Good
like
luck.
that. Another thing about hydrogen, I don't know if it's still the case, but I know a few years back, whenever they built a hydrogen car, there's like an expiration date on it because the hydrogen tanks can become brittle over years. And after a few years, you cannot just replace the tank because it's such an integral part of the car. So you basically just have to dispose of the car. And it's like...
And that doesn't go with our philosophy.
Whereas with an electric car, especially with Teslas, you can just take the battery out, put in a new battery, of
which Sean has shown on his channel when he needed to do that.
So it's just,
I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
That's how we feel.
Okay, rant over. Nikola rant over.
I need like a little rant emoji on the screen. Watch Rebuild's channel. Thank you for another $5 super chat. It said, very nice choice of a shirt this week, David.
Sorry, this is actually a shirt I've had a while, but next week I'll have to wear...
Why don't you model that one for us?
Next week I'll have to wear a newer shirt. But yeah, thanks for the comment. So.
We've
Eric's
been
wearing
working all day.
Eric's wearing a different shirt though, so it's I haven't seen that one before.
I've worn it a couple times. It's in the closet. Let's see. Paul said, "Do you think the new MCU 3 will be ARM instead of Intel?" I think you meant AMD instead of Intel. I bet they're gonna stick with Intel. That would be my guess, but I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong.
Yeah, because we'll see.
That'd be kind of cool.
I haven't heard anything on that yet, so I don't know.
I know. It's been pretty quiet. Let's see. We answered that. Sorry, there's a lot of questions.
And then we get this question a lot, but Aaron Arrington was asking if it's safe to purchase a Model 3 before Battery Day. And same with any Tesla. I don't think whatever is announced at Battery Day, I don't think it's coming out immediately. So I think it's probably still safe to get a Model 3. What we've said in the past is that the new technology, whatever it is going to be, will probably be coming to the higher end cars or new models that aren't out yet. So we probably expect it to be out on the new Roadster, maybe the Cybertruck or the Plaid S and X when they come out. I'm sure they'll make it eventually to the 3 and the Y. But since the Y just came out, I don't think they would be making any major battery changes.
I honestly don't think there's going to be any real big changes to 3 or Y or even S and X long range. I think any kind of battery changes are going to be incorporated at the Cybertruck and Roadster level and semi level and trickle down to a Plaid S and X level and eventually trickle down to everything, but that takes time and they're going to put it in like their most expensive top line models first. So really when it comes down to do we think you should buy an S, X, 3, Y, whatever have you now, it's does the car in its current state meet your needs?
Yeah.
And all that, because I mean technically Tesla could change something tomorrow and we could be seeing a complete 180. It's happened before. It kind of happened with our X. That's why we sold it soon after we bought it. So it's really, does it work? The price, the tech, the features, is that what you would want in a car? If the answer is yes, by all means, now is a great time. If the answer is I would kind of like something else.
Yeah, then hold off. Yeah.
Hold off.
And that's
by all
what,
means.
because that's what we did back in 2016. Eric and I both put in orders for a brand new. As soon as we saw the refresh in 2016, actually it was a week before the refresh was announced. We knew it was coming, and we both put in our orders a week early. When it came out, it was like, yes, that's exactly what we wanted. But then we were like, wait a minute, we don't need 2 brand new S's in the household. So Eric took delivery of his with Autopilot 1, and I was like, wait, I'm going to wait off a few minutes. And you know, if you remember, I was talking a little while back about our website that we had going. We were reading in all the Tesla data, and a few months later, I saw the first like Autopilot 2 codes in their inventory, and I knew that Autopilot 2 was coming out like 2 weeks before Elon made any announcement, before Tesla made any announcement about Autopilot 2. That's when I told Tesla, go ahead and build my car, and I got one of the very first Autopilot 2 cars back in 2016. So, you know, if you're waiting on something, definitely wait on it. But as Eric also mentioned, they do typically bring out the new technology, not always, but they often bring out the new technology in higher end models. As we saw when the 100 kilowatt hour battery came out, it was first only available on the P100D. And then later on, you know, they brought it out on the 100 Model S and X. So then it begins to trickle down. But right now with the 3 and the Y, their battery's around 75 kilowatt hours. I don't see them bumping up the range on those yet, because then it would be closer to the S and X. Then again, if they do have the new technology and they bump up the S and X as well, maybe the S and X could go up to 500, and you know, then maybe the 3 and Y will eventually be around 400. We'll see.
Yep.
Eventually it will be, but we don't know if it's going to be a year or 3 years.
Lex with the 699 super chat again. Thank you very much. Said, do you think the speakers sound like coconut shells, like on Monty Python?
The speakers.
What do you mean like the noisemakers in Model 3 and soon to be the whole lineup? I wish they would make that sound, because that would be pretty epic. Yeah,
but hopefully Elon mentioned that they're going to have it customizable. I don't know if they're going to just have like half a dozen that you can choose from, but hopefully they'll make it so that will be one of them. But hopefully they'll make it so you can just choose any sound you want. Cause
yeah, you could just like import your own MP4 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. The Apple Brain said, we just bought a Model X. Congratulations. I love Model X. I mean, to be honest, like Model X is probably like the top tier Tesla for me. It's just in terms of practicality. If they made the 6-seater where the middle seats, the captain's chairs, folded flat, I would probably have one.
Yeah, that's one thing. I originally, years ago, before I took delivery of my, actually even before I think I ordered my Model S.
Yeah, before you even ordered.
I actually had a reservation. This was back when you still had to do a reservation for the Model X.
For $5,000.
$5,000. I put in a reservation for the Model X, and I wanted it because we had seen the, you know, the unveiling video where they showed how they could fit all those people in there, and they showed the seats totally folded flat, and there was a picture that says, well, like, what would you do with all this space? I'm like, yeah, I would buy that car and I would take it camping, I would take the dogs, I'd do everything in that. But then later on when the Model X actually came out, those seats didn't fold. I was like, whoa, that doesn't fit my needs anymore. So I actually canceled my Model X reservation, and at the time you were able to move your deposit over. So I moved my $5,000 deposit over and put it on that Model S. And I was happy with my Model S, but yeah, the Model X is cool. Is so much room in there. Definitely helpful if you have a lot of people. Typically we don't have more than 2 or 3 people, so we don't need it every day, but it's definitely a great vehicle.
Definitely. Brandon asked, has your Model Y ever suffered from a sudden shutdown on 2020.36? Some other Model Y owners have encountered this, but I was wondering if you guys have. I have not.
No, because you got like
No,
2036
I haven't had
like
it shut down
a
at
week
all.
or two ago, but yeah, we haven't had any issues. Yeah.
No. And then I see I can't see. Wow. Andrew Stillen said, general question for you, being a YouTuber, have you ever felt uncomfortable talking into a camera in public or generally about filming in public with other people around you? Just curious. Yes. A lot of people give me very weird looks. And to that, I say, hi. I mean, it's a very weird mindset. Now this, given there's 400 people currently watching, it's very odd to think about there's 400 people watching, but I'm talking like we're just having conversations. So like this is completely different. But like when I'm out filming a video and there's people like staring at me, like looking at me, giving me weird looks, it's just kind of like
You might. Yeah.
Sometimes I try to play it cool, try to be a little bit more sly, a little bit more incognito, but it's not easy to do when you have a big old camera.
It's also,
I get some weird looks though.
It's also a little easier, I think, when we're in our studio and stuff, just talking to the camera. But it's not the same as talking to like 400 or 1,000 people in real life. But Eric has actually been to a couple. What are those events you went to a while back, where you went and spoke with Sean at those like blockchain?
Yeah, we did a blockchain event, but like previous.
You did those. There was
businesses that
lots
I've
of people out
had.
there.
I've done talks in front of a lot of people. And that is weird to get used to, especially when I did like my first one. I was like 17, and I think there were a couple hundred people there, and that was very awkward. It was a hot mess. I pray to God there's not a video of that floating around anywhere. There probably is though. I should see if I can find it. That'd be funny.
But the cool thing is we're really
as
if you couldn't tell, we're really enthusiastic about Tesla and all they offer, and we know a lot about it because we've been studying them for like 6 years. And so it's nice when people have questions if we can answer your questions. And sometimes we get stumped, and
being stumped is a good thing though.
Yeah, because then we go and have to research that, and then we learn even more. So it's definitely we like your questions and being able to spend some time here chatting with you.
Yep. Real quick, I see Paulette said, hi, so I joined this because it's live, but what is this and what is this all about? This is a live stream where we can make it about whatever you want.
Typically it's about Tesla. I saw he asked that a while back, but
normally like the first like 30 minutes to an hour is talking about Tesla news in the past week, and then we open it up and we answer questions from you guys. Have open dialogue with you guys. If you want to ask something, drop it in the comments. And we just kind of hang out.
So all things Tesla, whether it's the cars or their solar
even
panels,
Tesla competitors,
their
or
power
other
walls,
EVs,
all kinds of things. But we also talk about personal lives a little bit too. Like Eric talks about his snakes, or we talk about the dogs. But typically,
or the bathroom remodel.
The bathroom remodel. But typically, it's about Teslas.
Yeah.
So if you know what a Tesla is, that's.
We just like to have some fun, and hanging out with all you guys is a great way for us to interact with our audience, and also like in this time you don't necessarily get a lot of people interaction.
Yeah, because we started these back in like March or so, I think, the live stream, just because everybody was in quarantine. You weren't supposed to go out of the house, and we would go outside for like exercise, walking the dogs, but we couldn't go anywhere in public. And so it was just weird for like a couple months there. I didn't go anywhere, and I only talked with a few people, like 4 or 5 people for a couple months. And so then we started doing these live streams, and then it just helps us socialize a little bit more.
Yeah.
Socially,
socially distant socialization with our favorite people.
Yeah.
On said, weren't you going to reveal the booty shorts this week?
Oh.
I was.
Maybe, well,
Hopefully this coming week. We need to see what all we can film tomorrow because we have a couple other videos that we need to get done.
Yeah.
But booty shorts are coming in. I guarantee
that's
you
a top
it will
priority.
be
Yeah.
the first booty short video on YouTube regardless.
I don't know. Now that we've said that, somebody else is going to...
There's no way.
Yeah. But anyways, we definitely... The bathroom
coming.
remodel is coming to an end, so we can... like we said earlier, we're trying to focus a lot more, push out more videos, so
Yeah.
we need to work on that.
Black House said, what do you think about Lucid Motors? I think their 0 to 60 time has been impressive. Their quarter mile has been very impressive.
Their battery...
Their design,
yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't necessarily love it, but I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. They've claimed like some huge ranges too, which is impressive. But again, they're not producing any cars yet, so it would be interesting if they can actually, if they put their money where their mouth is and actually come out with these cars.
I want to see 100% concrete prices for that range, for that torque, for that 0 to 60 time. I want to see what that's going to cost. But do I think there's hope? You bet. I think there's more hope in that than some others that have been popping up. Fui said, what do you think Tesla is likely to be like on Tuesday? I mean, are you talking stock price?
Probably, I would guess, yeah, because they're closed on Monday.
I mean,
of the
this
holiday.
whole week has been a roller coaster, so I would hate
I'm hoping
to say
it goes
something.
back up. It's got to go back up soon. It went back up, I think, at the end of the day on Friday. It was up and down. It was up, like, way up, and then it went way down, but it ended up, I think, $11 or so. But I think it's down after market, so we'll see.
Octzone said, are you guys Tesla shareholders? Based on what he just said, I think it goes in perfectly. Yes, we both are. It'd be kind of weird not to be with the position we're in. I mean, we have a Tesla YouTube channel. We are heavily vested in their cars, their solar, their battery storage.
But we believe in the company.
And we believe in the company. And that's actually one thing. My investments, I don't short stock.
Yeah.
While a lot of people are saying, but that's how you make money. I invest in things I believe in. So if I am not invested in it, I just don't want to bet against a company. That's not the way I operate.
Yeah, and we also, like, I think, support companies that have a certain, goals or certain, we don't invest in anything. There could be stuff that we could invest in but make a lot of money, but like, I would never want to invest in, like, stuff that causes cancer or something like 100%. That. But other people will have no problem buying tons of stock in something that will cause cancer. We like to buy stuff that maybe is good for the environment and that makes things better for people.
Yup. Watch Rebuild's channel. Thank you again for the $5 super chat. Absolutely killing it. Really, really appreciate it. Said, so as a human, what do Tesla fans like you guys eat for breakfast? To be honest, normally I have a coffee. That is my breakfast.
Don't have big breakfast.
On the weekends, I normally eat cereal, like something healthy, because that's kind of the goal for 2020. Like something like an oats and honey or something like that. But during the week, I have coffee, and that is my breakfast.
I typically have just like trail mix. So it's a nice little combination of
that's a healthy one.
Nuts and raisins and stuff like that, but nothing exciting. But I'm not a big eater in the morning. It's just like if my stomach's kind of queasy or something like that, I just have no desire to eat. So I just have a little cup of nuts or something by my computer, and I just kind of like graze all morning long on that.
Yeah, normally like I just have coffee in the morning during the week, and then I have a decent sized lunch and a decent sized dinner. And some Red Bulls thrown out the day. I drink a lot of caffeine. It's how I operate. Thank you, though, for the $5 super chat. Let me go back up to this question. Diego said, I always hear the 2 scroll wheel reset on the car. Does that reset the screen, the computer, the car? Is there different ways of doing a reset? Yes. So from what I've heard, I'll preface with that. If you want to do like a full reset of the car, you have to have your foot on the brake and do a double scroll wheel reset. So you obviously can't be driving. Now, if you're driving and you need to reset something, a double scroll wheel reset will reset both your screens, but it will keep on things like Autopilot and stuff like that. So it's not like a full reset. But those are my understanding of like the different kinds of resets.
Yeah, and there's also, you can do the power or like shut off, I forget the exact wording, but you can go in and like power
disconnect
off.
The power. Oh,
no,
yeah.
No, there's one of the options
on the screen
to power it off, so that you could try that. If you're not seeing one of the new software features, try that first, and hopefully that will fix the issue.
Yep. Jeremy had a good question. Is it worth getting the Tesla wall connector?
Yeah, it depends on, again, on what you're looking for. We have 3 Tesla wall connectors. Right now, though, they have a Generation 3 wall connector, which is missing some of the functionality that's available in the Generation 2, which we have. Basically, with Generation 2, you can run a wire between all of them, and if you have multiple cars, you don't have to have like the full circuit on every car. So we have, I think, a 100 amp circuit, and we wire all of 3 of our wall connectors together, and then if various cars are charging, it will load balance those so that we don't have to have a 100 amp circuit going to each one of those. And that's really nice because it'll split the load evenly. The thing is, with the new Generation 3 wall connector, it doesn't charge as high amps as the Generation 2. It can only go up to 48 amps, whereas the older one could go up to 80. But 48 amps is still pretty fast, especially in a 3 or Y, which are more efficient. But currently, they don't have load balancing on the wall connector, so if that's a feature you want, it's not available yet. But when it does come out, I think it will be wireless, just because those those wall connectors have Wi-Fi. So I think it'll be a feature that they can support, and if you have multiple ones, they could just probably communicate directly that way. It's not out yet, though, and they do have I've heard a lot of people are having problems with overheating on these Generation 3 wall connectors, even though they're only charging at 48 amps, whereas the old ones could go up to 80. So I don't know. Right now they're having some problems, and they're always out of stock. I've heard that, also they have shorter cables, whereas the old one you can get like a 24-foot cable. So the way our garage is set out, one of our wall connectors can charge 4 different, or at least 3 different cars in our garage. Another one can charge like 3, another one can charge 2, another one can charge 1. So with the shorter cables, you might not have as much flexibility. Again, if you only have one car and an 8-foot cable works for you, then go for it. One that's nice thing about the wall connector is that it's hardwired, and it's easier, it's more reliable. It's usually more reliable. Like I said, they're still having some problems.
It makes it easy so you can just keep your car charger in your car.
Yeah, that's another good thing, is you can keep your mobile connector in your car. One thing we had when we were using our mobile connectors for the first couple of years, we were just using 1450 outlets and we had the mobile connector, but you don't need to unplug it and put it in your car every day. I read for years people kept saying, I have to take it out and put it in my car, and they were complaining about that.
Yeah.
We never put our mobile connector in the car unless we were actually going on a long road trip where there was no superchargers. So, if 32 amps is fast enough for you, you can probably stick with the mobile connector and whatever adapter you need. But if you want to charge faster, and you do have a car that's higher than an SR Plus that can then charge at 48 amps, then it definitely makes sense to put in a wall connector. And even if you don't have the wiring to support the whole like 60 amp charging, which can give you the 48 amps of charging, you might be able to charge at 40, which is like 8 amps faster than at 32 amps, which is what you get with the mobile connector.
Yep. Let me see where I am at here. On said, speaking of Lucid, how and when do you think Tesla will respond to the quarter-mile race video? Sorry if I missed it, joined late, no problem. We haven't actually talked about the quarter-mile race video. I'm going to give it till the end of the month. Battery day, basically. I'm hoping we can see something on.
That's cool, because hopefully with whatever the Plaid model, it will have like the same like track mode and everything that the 3 has. So.
And Watch Rebuild's channel with another $5 super chat said, "Have you checked out the Tcan tool to repair your own Tesla?" I have looked at it. The only thing is, I saw a bunch of different things from different websites. Some were like 2,200, some were like 300. So I need to like narrow down exactly what the difference is in those. But I have looked at it, and I'm trying to figure out how I can utilize that in like maybe a video and have some fun with it. So maybe more on that coming soon. Thank you for letting us know about that last weekend, though.
Layden. Oh, it's just like the dogs keep coming in here. Layden, come here.
Layden,
so
come
basically, it's past dinner time, but I have a snack, so kids can.
Here she is.
Oh, look, so it's either good. They know that when they get a snack,
Snacks
sit
on camera.
Sit.
Layden, sit.
Sit.
No, she didn't want to sit.
She's
got grass all over her back.
Yeah, she's been rolling around. Sit.
So Steve said, "Have you asked Tesla to create a SolarEdge user account so you can access inverter detail?"
No, but I was reading about that. Yeah, I want to do that because I saw some people discussing it. And we basically have 4 inverters on our solar system. 3 of them are the Delta Solivia inverters, but one of them is a SolarEdge. And basically SolarEdge, that should allow us to see the individual production of each panel. So I want to call them and get them to set that up so we'll be able to see exactly how much we're producing. Because right now with this, the only way we can see how much our new array that we put in last September is producing is we have to basically take the app, see what our total production is, and then I could subtract out what I see listed on our Delta Solivita inverter. So if we're producing like 20 kilowatts at peak day and it's really sunny and we're producing 20, I can go out and see that one of them's producing like 8, one of them's producing 6, another producing 5. And well, no, that adds to 20 right there, so that's not a good example. But so say one's producing 8, one's producing 5, and the other one's producing 4, then I could go out and see that, okay, that means that our SolarEdge one is doing 2. But if we contact Tesla, they will set us up with a SolarEdge account, and then we'll be able to log in and see per panel how much each one's producing. We'll be able to see, like 200 watts, 200 watts, 200 watts. And I want to do that, and that's on the list when we call Tesla again.
Yeah. And Watch Rebuild channel said, very cool, thanks for the response. Thank you, but you don't need to keep sending $5 every time you comment. I appreciate it, but you can't just comment regularly. And especially for this, because I have a follow-up question for you. You don't need to send a super chat though. You can just comment. Do you know what the difference is in the Tcan tools, or why there would be a $300 and a $2,200 one? Is that just like crazy markup, or what? Kind of curious if you might know more about that than I. Or feel free to email me. It should be a link down below, and we can talk about it there. Alexander said, why do you guys prefer the Model Y over the 3? It works better for our needs. Yeah. So the pros over the Model Y from the 3 are definitely going to be the ride height is nicer. It's a little easier to get in and out of the car. There's more room in it. The auto fold seats, because it's a hatchback. Yeah. More storage. When he says there's more room, there's more cargo room. So if you do put the seats down, but also there's much more leg room. So if you're in the second row, you got like 3 or 4 more inches of leg room in the back seats. Yeah, and I just think overall it just has a lot more things. You can get a factory trailer hitch, which I absolutely love. That's another thing. Yeah, more flexibility there. You can get a lot more for it, and it's almost got the same range as a 3. So, and it's a little bit more, but it gives you all that more comfort and room. The 3 has a pretty great ride quality if that's what you're looking for, but the Y is like an everyday driver. It fits my lifestyle a little bit more. Like I said, we've been doing all this renovation to the house, and I can fit everything in the back of the Y. Yeah. The Model 3, I don't think I would have been able to fit a lot of the stuff in. So back when we started the renovation, we bought a bunch of tile, and Eric put, I think, almost 1,000 pounds worth of tile. And we did a video on that back in like June. And all he did was pop the top, fold the seats down by pulling the buttons, and we fit, I don't know, like 20 boxes of tile, something like that, over 1,000 pounds in the back. We wouldn't have been able to do that in the 3 because the trunk isn't nearly as big. You can fold the seats down, but it would have been a pain. Those boxes of tile, like 50 pounds each, and trying to get in there, it would not have been fun trying to fit that back there. Yeah. Matthew said, any news on Model 3 updates such as the black trim, the heat pump, etc.? No. But I definitely think it's coming. It's just a matter of time. And I guess maybe we'll learn something more in Battery Day, but it makes sense that they add that sooner than later just to ease the line. And so the reason people were speculating about this is a few weeks back it looks like the frunk in the Model 3 changed and it looks slightly smaller, looks kind of like the same style, very similar, like they made more room where the heat pump would be. So I'm guessing, this isn't 100% accurate, but I wouldn't be surprised if something happened in early October, just because typically Tesla rolls out new features all the time. Like whenever they run out of parts, they start using those new parts. But typically Tesla didn't change year models until the beginning of the year. Yeah. And so if you bought like a 2017, you had to wait until like January 1st to get a 2017. But we saw for the first time last year that Tesla, I think it was in October, started producing 2020 cars, and there were some changes to the frunk at the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe sometime in October this year we might see a few other hardware changes. I could be wrong, but we'll see. I agree. There's always hardware changes. I just don't know if they're going to happen in October. I'm going to share this real quick, but Layden's checking out the new Dyson fan, and it's hilarious. Yeah. She's like putting her face in the middle of it, and is like, there's no blades, what's going on? Yeah, it's funny because she's always very curious, and she's just sticking her nose right in the middle of it, whereas Kit comes down, and he's always like scared of it.
It's like, I don't know about
that's
that.
so funny.
He got stuck in the room earlier because he didn't want to walk by it. He didn't notice it until he got in the room,
Yeah.
and then he didn't want to leave. But yeah.
It's really cute though. Maybe we should get a dog cam too. We'll have like several
yeah.
different camera angles.
That's a good idea.
Diego said, "I know I say no more secrets, but I can probably do without the booty short video." Haha. I know.
That'll be a
we
fun
have
one.
to please the David fans. I know everyone wants to see David at those booty shorts.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying. I've seen this question several times regarding the one cast rear end in Model Y starting in Fremont, and people asking, is it worth the wait? To be honest, if I would not hold my order for the one cast casting, reason being, it's mainly in terms of building the car that really comes into play. It just in terms of efficiency in the factory. Will it also help maybe structurally? Hopefully a little bit. I think she's gonna pounce on you.
I don't know. She's staring at me though.
She's staring at you. But I think a lot of the one cast casting is gonna come in terms of efficiency, not so much like safety or anything like that. Still crazy safe. So yeah. And then James, I see, was asking about the YouTuber Jack. We did hear about his passing.
Oh yeah, he had that garage in Missouri.
Because we actually had watched a lot of his videos and everything.
He was around for a while doing all sorts of EV conversions and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of some sad news there last week.
Yep. And then let's see. Bill is asking, do we think they'll switch to a horizontal screen in the redesigned S and X?
I think there's a strong possibility.
I think there's a huge possibility of that, but I'm hopeful that they'll keep a secondary screen in there.
Yeah, that's I always, that's one thing you'll hear about me every time we do a live stream. I love my Model S and how it has the instrument cluster behind the steering wheel. While it's not 100% necessary, I like it. I mean, it lets me put different apps up there, whether it's the energy graph or navigation or being able to see the tire pressure. I can have it all up there while still having the other screen open for music or a web browser or something else. So I hope that if they do come out with a wider screen for the S and X, I hope they will still have a somewhat smaller screen or somewhat instrument cluster. And as we saw a couple weeks ago when we were, was it last week we were in Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
Or for the when we saw the unplugged performance car before the Pikes Peak hill climb,
Yep.
they had a second screen there, kind of like an instrument cluster. Well, it was an instrument cluster, but they had added an extra screen just so they can get more data. It's just like there's nothing wrong with having a second screen back there. It's
Here's
not
what that
hard.
looked like, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's cool. It's like it would be nice if Tesla still had something like that in the S and X. It'd be nice if they had it in the 3 and the Y too.
100%.
Even if it was an either an aftermarket thing or something. Well, there are aftermarket ones you can get, I guess. But we tried some heads-up displays that weren't quite the same, didn't work for us.
I don't like the heads-up displays currently on the market because you have to have like the module sitting on your dash, and it only projects onto the little piece of plastic that's there.
It'd be
not my
nice,
style.
and while it's not
I want to see it
necessary,
incorporated.
and Tesla said they removed it because if you're going to have full self-driving, you don't need to look at all that stuff, and it also helps reduce costs. But it'd be nice if they had that as a even if it was an optional cost that you had to pay extra for. I still think it would be great to have it.
Yep. Watch Rebuilds, thank you for another $5. Said, is it dog feeding time soon? Is that why they're... Yes. So Scott is currently out of town, so nobody can feed them right now.
That's why the dogs... You're seeing
do
more...
you want to go feed them real quick?
No, we'll probably do it in like 15 minutes, whatever.
Okay.
It's fine.
So anyway, that's why they're here so much. But Layden is fascinated with the new Dyson
She's
fan.
just standing in front of the fan.
She's just standing in
seems to
front
like
of
that.
it, staring at it, like, what is it? She's a funny dog. I absolutely love him to death. Let's see... Diego was talking about, can't remember if you answered, did you get invited to Battery Day? Saw a few YouTubers got invited. We have not received an invite yet. So what's going on, Tesla? Ball's in your court.
Yeah, probably not, I
but
guess. I noticed a lot of them were local. Some of them weren't
Yeah.
local, but a lot of them were right there in California, so it's probably a little easier for them to get there.
It also works out easier for us in terms of live stream to be able to do it from here. While we could live stream and have our own feed from this potentially, it's not going to be the quality of this or the quality of theirs. So I think what we'll do, we've done it a few times in the past. We even did it in the middle of the ocean on a cruise ship.
That was fun, yeah.
We were in front of a TV for Full Self-Driving Day.
Autonomy Day, yeah.
We've done some upstairs in front of the TV, but now that we have the studio, we'll probably be live streaming from here and have that on in the background. We kind of be in a little corner and chime in when necessary and then really talk about it at the end.
Yeah,
That's probably the goal.
That's one, like you said, sometimes when we've done live streams from like the Model 3, the very first delivery event, or a few other events we've been to, everybody else is trying to do a stream there, or they're on their cell phones and they're trying to stream it, and it just brings the quality way down because
it does. There's so many people there.
So you have to do low resolution, or you're really lagged, or it keeps cutting out. I remember we did a live stream. We tried doing live streams at the GigaFactory event.
Oh yeah.
At the very beginning.
Yep.
And you couldn't even tell.
OG
It was so slow to get connected to live that we were by the time we were pointing the camera at our feet and stuff like that, just because you were waiting a couple minutes for it to turn on. So we definitely like going to those events, but it can make doing good quality streams good. A problem. But when we went to the Cybertruck event, though, we recorded a bunch of stuff, and instead of streaming it live, we just immediately went back and we were up until like 3 a.m. editing and uploading. So
yeah, but that's probably what we'll do is just do it from here. It's not as fun as being there, but I think it'll be a little bit more enjoyable because it'll be much better resolution. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. Let's see. Gonna answer a few more questions here. Alexander said, planning on buying a Model 3 with white interior. What do you guys think about white interior on long-term vehicle?
Oh, yeah,
we have it in all of ours.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. My one suggestion will be try not to use the magic erasers because they're very abrasive and you can cause scratches in the seats. Instead, all we do is I buy the cheapest Amazon branded unscented baby wipes. And about once a month or every couple months, we wipe the seats. They look brand new. And we just keep going with that. And we've had our seats stay impeccable, and we didn't ceramic coat them. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So we're really happy with the white interior.
Yeah. And for the clarification, though, the 3 had a white interior, but it currently has plaid interior.
It currently has racing seats. But all the other cars have
the
white.
panels and stuff are all still white, but we still have the white seats. They're just in the other room, but we definitely love the white. As you can tell, we love the white seats.
Yeah. James said, I when Tesla installed a bracket on the screen of his Ys so it can swivel left to right. Have you tried this install? Looks like a great idea. I've been asked, I don't know if it's that same company, but by a ton of different companies to try like their screen swivel kits. I haven't because there's just a couple things about it that I'm just not a huge fan of. I won't get into it too much, but it's just not something that I wanted to do.
The thing is with the Model 3 and the Model Y screen, it's pretty visible by everybody already.
Exactly.
In the car. It's like I don't really see the need. Like in the S and the X, it's tilted towards the driver, and it's still not that hard for the passenger to see it. But the 3 screen is already flat. So
yeah. We did get a couple of questions about Model Y new taillights, and if they'll be able to be retrofit on earlier builds. No one's done that yet, so I'm honestly not sure. It really depends on if the software will talk and play nice with that tail light. That, I think, is going to be the kicker. So I guess we'll have to see there. Tracy with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Said, David and Eric, I consider you guys my Tesla brothers.
Wow,
you rock our world.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy. Really appreciate you hanging out with us and interacting with it. It's so much fun. But yeah, huge thank you for the super chat. You guys today with the super chats have absolutely killed it. I can't thank you guys enough. Definitely not a requirement of our live streams, but anything is certainly appreciated.
See, Eric, I mentioned the seats, and somebody's like, "Where did you get those seats?" So you gotta give them that story.
So that's actually.
Move
I need
over
to
so
make
they can
some
see we got
quick
2 sets.
connects on here. So
yeah.
I'm gonna scoot over here. Oh, look at that mic
Basically,
movement,
these are both from totaled Model X's.
Yep. So I actually got them
seats.
off eBay. A seller actually was selling both sets. So this is perforated. That is not. But they were from totaled Model X's. I bought the 3rd row seats and basically built stands.
Cup holders.
I have a YouTube video on it, but we built stands out of wood, wrapped them with automotive carpet. And now we basically can put them together, have a couch. The idea was for this to be kind of like a podcast or like an interview area for people like to come on our show. We interview them.
Fully functional seat belts.
With COVID and everything, we haven't been able to do that. But fully functioning seat belts.
So if we go going really fast and then it comes to a halt, it's like, I'm safe here. That time I didn't go fast enough, so he didn't put, but if it's good. We don't have the USB hookup. One of these days we might hook up.
One of those days I need to get on that. But that was actually a really fun project, and like you could make I've seen people do stuff out of like totaled cars and everything, and this was kind of like my reuse thing. And like, rather than this going to a dump or something, I bought them and we made a dope couch out of it.
Yeah.
Or 2 love seats,
and so
however you want to think about it.
So somebody else was asking about, like, is he the only one that doesn't put aftermarket parts on his car? And it's like, I've been that way in the past. Like, I think with my previous cars, I like never did anything to them. It's like, I had a Honda CRV for like 20 years. I had one of the very first ones, and I just sold it back in like 2017, I guess. After 20 years, I don't think I ever put in a single accessory or aftermarket part on that car. So I mean,
I guess it's to each his own, but like my previous cars, I'd like change the rim color with Plasti Dip.
Oh yeah, I never did that.
I would do some interior stuff, but I haven't really modded any cars like I have the Tesla. But to be honest, I haven't been into any car like the Tesla.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, and I have found myself finding all these cool aftermarket stuff, especially from Abstract Ocean. We love you guys if you're watching. And I like to make my car my own, and I can do that. I can customize it with the center console wrap. I can do the screen protector that's matte, so it helps cut down the glare. We can add those extra carbon fiber pieces. We can really like make the car my own, and I love that.
The cool thing too is with Tesla, which we've tried in some of our videos, is like you can upgrade them as Tesla continuously comes out with new parts.
Yeah.
Often those new parts work on the old cars, and as we showed a couple weeks ago, my S100D is from beginning of 2017. It originally came with Autopilot 2, and we upgraded it a few months back. We took it to Tesla and had the MCU upgraded to MCU 2, and also the hardware is upgraded to the full self-driving computer. But as part of that, they didn't upgrade the cameras. But we found out, hey, you can buy these cameras straight from Tesla. We bought the latest cameras they have available. They're on brand new Model S and X. We bought those cameras, put them on my 3-year-old Model S, and they work fine. And now I have better color cameras on my old car. So it wasn't required, but it was a cool little thing that I could add, and I got that new functionality, or better, improved functionality, because now the dash cam and Sentry mode videos look much better.
Yep. Watch Rebuilds, thank you for another $5 super chat. I feel like we need to make you your own notification at this point.
Oh yeah, that's
said it, yes, like Jay Leno or Johnny Carson.
Somebody was asking about the Cybertruck seats, and we were in the Cybertruck back at the event back in December, but I don't remember them being much different. One thing about the Cybertruck seats, we were trying to figure out before the event while we were standing in line. We knew it was going to be a 6-seater, but we didn't know if it was going to be a 6-seater like the Model X or a 6-seater like a big pickup truck, and it turned out it was a 6-seater like a big pickup truck with 3 in the front, 3 in the back. We thought it was a little weird. I mean, that's how it is in some other trucks, but that middle seat
for some reason you're not focusing.
Oh, sorry, but the middle seat.
I don't know what's going on with the camera.
I don't know. The middle seat on the Cybertruck, it works, but I don't know if I'd want to be sitting right in front of the screen. But also, I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know.
The way I took it
be
is
a temporary seating.
Exactly, temporary. Like if I'm going out to lunch at work and I have 5 other coworkers, no one else has a 6-seater car. Rather than take 2 cars, we can take my Cybertruck.
That'd be nice.
And all fit in there. Short-term drive. Across country, 6 people, probably not going to be the most
more
fun.
Comfortable in the.
But
in
around
the X.
town, I definitely think it's a capability.
Yeah, but it was cool. But the only thing is, if you're going to be sitting at Supercharger and trying to watch some Netflix or something, that person's going to be blocking the people in the back. Okay.
Yeah. So down.
They're not going to be able to see the screen, even though it's like a 17-inch screen. They're not going to be able to see it very well.
Yep. Terry Thompson said, have you guys joined any Tesla Facebook forums? I see a lot of people on here that I see on there, especially Tracy and Diego, for instance. I am on a lot of them. The only thing, though, is I tend to get like inundated with like messages and just like all the notifications. But I do chime in occasionally, so you might see me on there. Keith said, are you going to get the rest of the carbon fiber parts from Unplugged Performance? I've been on the wait list for the trunk, carbon fiber trunk, for quite a while. They still haven't come out with that. The front fenders, I'm waitlisted on that. And I think that's it for carbon fiber parts.
Weren't you supposed to get like the carbon fiber fenders?
Yep, those are supposed to be for mine, but they only have one set, and so they put it on theirs. But I think those are the only other 2 carbon fiber parts they have that I'm waitlisted on. I thought about a carbon fiber hood. I don't know. I'm not sure yet how far we really need to take this. Yeah. And then WFS Media said, does the wing on your Model 3 affect the range on the street? Do you adjust the angle of it for the least downforce or max efficiency? So that Model 3 is not really meant, and not something I've ever really paid attention for street efficiency. It's really set up for track and everything like that. So the efficiency of it is meant for downforce. At this point, it's a little bit angled. Still kind of flat. It's just like maybe that, maybe like that.
Kind of the same with the suspension on that car.
Because the suspension is literally dropped. You can't drop it anymore. And I saw someone asking, like, what is the max width tires you can run on a Model 3? So with a 5mm spacer in the front, I have successfully done 305 wide tires on the front and the rear. That's a big tire, and they cost a ton of money.
Yeah, but I was going to say, if you were going to drive that Model 3 more on the road, then so you've got the coilovers, you would probably adjust the suspension up more so that it was more comfortable, or that you could go over like speed bumps a little better. But since you have it down lowered, it's more the racing vehicle.
Yeah. So that car is meant to be a race car. So that's kind of how it's spec'd out to be. We could adjust it probably pretty easily. I say that with air quotes because everything takes time to be a little bit more efficient. But in terms of what it was meant to be, is just a race car, which does come with a lot of efficiencies, but also some downforce things going on.
I see. I'm just jumping ahead. Stim Citizen's talking about getting his car and wants to wrap it and wondering what color and finish. I would say if you're going to wrap it, probably just get white, right?
Yeah, I would. I mean, if you're going to wrap it, so here's the thing though.
But
if you're going to wrap it,
with a
I would
caveat.
go for the cheapest thing, which used to be black because that was free, but now white. But if you're going to wrap it, black will hide everything a lot more, especially where like body panels meet, because that black is just going to look like a shadow or something like that, whereas white is going to show. So it's going to cost maybe a little bit more for the wrap if you don't want to see that white. So to be honest, if you're going to wrap it, I hate telling you to buy something for more money when you're just going to cover it, but the black will look a lot better. Unfortunately, it's
just
the way
around
it is.
wherever the cuts are or stuff in the wrap.
Yeah. And I'm seeing a couple comments from people saying, believe me, if I could donate, I would. By all means, do not feel obligated to donate via Super Chat or anything. I don't want anyone to feel like left out. That is not a requirement for live stream. Having you guys here is more than enough for me.
But we definitely appreciate it, but don't feel obligated. Yeah.
Of course. Don't I know the world, the way the situation is right now. Do not feel like you have to do a Super Chat or anything. We are reading your messages. So I don't want anyone to feel out like that. That's not the goal here.
A couple people have asked you about your Twitter DMs and if they're open, so because they want to talk with you.
Twitter DMs are open, as well as Instagram and everything.
So they've been asking about a couple different things.
I'll give you this fun factoid right here.
Uh-oh.
Let me open up my Twitter DMs.
It's like constant notifications.
My message requests. I mean, it doesn't give me a number, but I guarantee you it's well over the 100. Same thing with Instagram. I try to clear them out like once a week or so. I normally, to be honest, it's going to happen late at night when I'm sitting in bed, can't fall asleep, and I'll answer a bunch. So if it is there, I promise I will try to do that between tonight and tomorrow night, sitting in bed. I get a ton. So, sorry. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but just give me a little
sometimes
bit
we get busy. It's like
If you want to reach me, the fastest way is email. And that should be linked down below. It's admin@teslainventory.com.
Yeah.
Answered that. Diego said my Model Y is getting checked next week. Cabin overheat protection's not working. How important do you think that is? Other than feeling hot when you get in, it was up to 135 the other day.
Oh wow.
Ouch. I like cabin overheat and I keep it on, but I keep it where it doesn't use air conditioning, so it just vents. I keep that on just to keep my cabin feeling a little bit better in case I need to go run a quick errand or anything at work. But normally if it's hot outside and I'm getting ready to leave for the day, about 5-10 minutes before I leave, I just turn on my cooling, but it should work. I would definitely have them look that up.
I see John's following up on the wrap suggestion. Like I said, I would probably just go with the cheapest paint job, because if you're going to wrap it, I would go with the cheap way. Eric suggested 1,000 just because if money's not an object, then go with a more expensive one. Because we took a white car and then we wrapped it with a green color shift wrap. But then you could see, even though we spent, I don't know,
So to be honest,
if you looked around, you could see it.
Yeah, and if you get your door jambs wrapped to hide that color from coming through and everything, I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna charge you a lot for that because those door jambs are not easy to do and they don't do a lot of it, so they're not 100% on it. To be honest, I would just do black. I would
but
save
again,
yourself the hassle.
this is an SR Plus, so it's like they're already trying to save some money. So I don't know. So we have
or
some.
what you can do, maybe if you do like a pearl wrap, you can get like those like iridescent white wraps.
Yeah, something that goes with the white, because then you're not paying more for paint, and then you can spend that money on the wrap that complements the white paint. So don't put a dark wrap on a white car, I guess is what I'm saying.
Exactly. It doesn't.
We learned from that.
It's going to cost more to be able to cover it up, and that's one thing I had to pay. I mean, it's really up to you though. If you're trying to just go as cheap as possible, by all means do the white, but I would try to find somebody who can wrap your car first and maybe ask them or tell them, hey, I'm looking at buying a white car and I want it wrapped like this dark color. What can we do to make sure that the white doesn't shine through, and how much extra would that be versus me buying a black car and not having to worry about that?
Yeah.
That's actually probably what I would do. Because I'm not sure, but I probably ended up paying like $800 to $1,000 to get my door jambs and everything wrapped so that the white didn't shine through. Yeah. And that cost a lot of money.
But then when we removed that color shift green wrap, my color is just white, we put on the paint protection film, and you don't see that issue anymore because white is, and it's just got the matte wrap on it, so you don't see the little lines and stuff anymore.
Yep. And then kind of follow up, would you recommend a wrap versus ceramic coating? They honestly do two different things. So depending on where you live, I don't think I've seen that yet. If you feel comfortable, drop it down in chat. Don't give me a city. State's fine. Here in Colorado, wraps I absolutely love in general. But in Colorado, they put a lot of sand and gravel and stuff down in the wintertime, and it will eat up the front of your wrap a lot. So we've kind of gone a little bit further away from wrapping and more towards paint protection film because it really helps protect, and you don't see all those little nicks and everything. But a wrap is not something I would consider to protect your paint fully like a paint protection film, but it will still help from little dings and stuff like that. But it will tear. It's like, I think it's like a couple, like 1 to 3 mils, and I think PPF is like 7 mils to 8 mils thick. Don't quote me on it, but it's definitely a lot thinner than paint protection film. Ceramic coat is something you put over your car. You can put it on wrap, paint protection film, or straight paint once you have everything good, and that will just help make cleaning your car easier. It's a very nano coating of carbon atoms, right? Am I not? Yeah. I don't want to sound crazy. And it really kind of helps put a barrier, but that's not going to help from dings. It's not going to help really from rock chips. It's just going to make it so like bird droppings, big thing, like little things like that,
or like even dirt and stuff like that.
100%,
yeah. Like when you're driving around, when we drive around in the winter, we get a lot of like dirt
grime
and stuff, and that really shows up. But it comes off so much easier when you have that ceramic coating. But yeah, it doesn't have it's not like a shield like the paint protection film. And like you said, we still have one car. No, we have 2 cars, I guess, that have the wrap on there. But one was the race car. But
and we see in both of those.
You can see all there's little holes on the front bumper where you can see where it's hit, and the original paint color shows through. And when we had the color shift, the green color shift wrap on top of the white car, the bumper had all sorts of little, and the front hood had little white dots showing through. So
whereas if it was a black car, it would be little black dots.
You wouldn't
and
notice
kind of
them.
make it look like maybe a bug.
Yeah. But but with the paint protection film, it's going to actually not tear like that, or if it does, it's quite rare. But some of them are even like self-healing, where it's they're supposed to avoid those tears and stuff.
So Stim said they're in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay.
So
you get some snow, but more rain.
Depending on what you wanted to wrap it, if that's a color you can buy, here's what I would probably do. I would buy a color, get the front of it wrapped with paint protection film, and then I would try to do a ceramic coat myself. save some money. Just make sure you put the time and effort into clay barring it, and make sure the surface is 100% prepped, ready to go. And maybe even tell whoever's doing your paint protection film, I'm gonna be doing ceramic coat after this, so like don't put any like waxes or anything on it. But you can buy ceramic coat, different kinds on like Amazon and stuff. So I would try doing that if you really want to try to save yourself some money. Because the paint protection film will treat you way better, especially in a place where you get a bunch of snow. I would assume they put down gravel and sand there as well, and it'll really protect it. But that's my input. Real quick, Game of Blocks said, are y'all planning on getting a Model X in the future? We already had one. I'm not going to say it's not in the cards. Yeah. But it's not something I'm actively pursuing at the moment.
We had one last year. We had one of the very first Model X's with Autopilot 3 computer, and we took it apart and showed everybody on that online. But we had it, but like a week after we got our car, they came out with the Raven Model X, which had increased range and a better suspension, a few other things, and so we decided. Well, we knew we were getting other purchases, so we decided to go ahead and sell the Model X. So we sold it with less than 2,000 miles on it, but we definitely liked it. It's just that we missed out on a couple features. But I think our next car is probably going to be, if all goes according to plan, the Cybertruck. The next Tesla, because
next planned one is either going to be Cybertruck or Roadster,
the
whatever one they come out with.
Thinking
first.
The Cybertruck will be out sooner, so that will probably be our next car.
Yeah. I see real quick, Motor Nation 257 was here last week and said last week I asked for some topics on a paper, and thanks to you guys, you helped me out a lot.
I remember that.
Happy to help.
What grade? I don't remember what grade they were in, but I remember them mentioning they were right now.
So, no problem. More than happy to help. Pharaoh said, are the white seats durable, stains, etc.? We have had no issue. Now, if you wear a dark blue jean, you will see some stain transfer. Now, if you let it sit for a very long time, it could potentially become permanent in some cases that I have seen. But if you're wearing blue jeans, like once a month, all we do is take an unscented, cheap, plain baby wipe from Amazon, wipe it, everything wipes right off, and we haven't had any issues with our white seats.
Even like confetti, it just brushes right off the seats.
The confetti brushes right off.
So
Look
easy,
at that.
So easy to clean. They're like new.
So easy for confetti. But no, our white seats have been amazing. I've been super happy with them, and I really think it makes the cabin feel so much more open and bigger than a black seat car, which I have also had, but I much prefer the white. Let me see if there are any other quick questions. Someone asked if we're getting the Tesla Semi.
No,
not in the plans yet, but you never know.
We should have, because like when we went to the unveiling of the Semi, they had like, it was cheaper to put a deposit down on those than what they require now. We probably should have, but we don't have room in the garage. It's already full. We've got 4 Teslas in right now. We could put a Semi out front, but that wouldn't be. It's worth more. It's not doing it justice by parking out front. So.
Yeah, I mean, my one thing is if we ever got one, I would love to get a trailer and make a tiny home on it to be able to travel. That I can like put the Roadster in the back of. I mean, that's like ultimate goals, but that's like crazy money you gotta have. So probably not. But weird things have happened. I've now been playing a lot of scratch-off tickets and stuff like that.
Somebody just had a question about the seats in the scale model X. So
why don't you take it to this cam?
I don't know. He's okay. Well, I don't know. He's asking if they're soft.
No, they're hard plastic.
No, but no, it's kind of like a squishy. Feel it.
Let me feel the seat.
It's kind of cushiony.
Here,
it's not like a hard plastic. That's definitely like soft touch.
So it's like thin plastic, I think.
Yeah, but it's kind of rubbery feel. What about the front seats? Are the front seats the same?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So,
I mean, it's not like fabric.
It's not fabric, but no, but it's kind of like cushiony.
It's like a thin, soft plastic.
It's not like really hard, brittle plastic, though, no.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone asked, would we wrap the Cybertruck? Not out of the question. But, I mean, I don't know. I have some fun plans for a Cybertruck.
Or maybe, I don't know if we would need to wrap the Cybertruck, but I think we definitely still put some...
decals
actually, maybe wrap, or some decals or something like that, but we wouldn't need paint protection film on there because it's stainless steel.
Yeah. So we have been live for 2 hours and 13 minutes now, and unfortunately we don't have anyone here to feed the puppies. So I think we're gonna have to. They're coming in a lot lately. They're kind of hungry. It's a little bit past their dinner time. So I think we're gonna have to call it there. Again, though, huge thank you to anyone with the super chat. Like, y'all killed it today. I can't appreciate you guys enough.
And we're gonna go check our PO
anyone
box.
who didn't super chat, if you guys participated in chat, drop a like on the video, anything like that. Huge shout out to you guys. We really love doing our live streams to be able to talk to everybody. Definitely thanks to all of you for joining and hanging out with us for over 2 hours. Definitely a great time. But as always, that's pretty much going to end it here. Huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. We have some fun Abstract Ocean new product videos coming soon. I'm going to leak that. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for
Sorry,
that.
Diego. Diego's going to be like, secrets.
But we have some really cool stuff. Oh, Diego said no more secrets.
See?
Some new products coming along, but they have so many good accessories. Like I said, I like to make my Teslas my own, and that is something I can do with their products. They're amazing people. If you have any issue, definitely either reach out to them or email me directly, or like hit me up somewhere. I get questions all the time on people asking for tips and tricks. I'm more than happy to help. So definitely check them out. And using code Tesla Inventory can get you 15% off of your first purchase. We will see you guys next week, though. Hopefully,
Is it going to be on Saturday, maybe? Or?
It'll probably be on Saturday next week rather than Sunday, because I'm on call next weekend, so Sunday evening. But just keep an eye out. I'll schedule it in the morning of the day, but it'll probably be Saturday next week. So we'll definitely see you all next week. Again, though, huge thank you. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed the stream, and go ahead and click here to subscribe here for some other ones. It'll be in there later, don't worry. But we will see you all next week. Thank you guys so much. We'll see ya.